Good evening, people. Good evening, everyone. Good to be back. Hello, hello. Let me start welcoming you fine folks in. I see we got Nirvana in the chat. Hello, Nirvana. Hopefully you're having a good evening. Hopefully the audio is good. Let me turn down the music just a little bit more. Let me clear my throat. All right, hopefully it sounds good. Yeah, there's been a lot going on in Girl World, a lot of interesting stuff. Let me finish welcoming you fine folks in here tonight. Nutty, welcome in, Nutty. Good to see you again. Hey, Archie, good to see you. Jamie Carpenter, welcome in. Hey, Nancy, how are you doing? Let's see here. All right, I think that's most of the folks welcomed in. All right. We've got most of you chatters welcomed in. If any lurkers are here, thank you. All you lurkers are much appreciated, along with you chatters. If anybody, I'm so out of, it's funny, I've only been off 1 week. I feel like I've been off for a year. I'm so out of practice. Like everything feels so, I feel so out of practice. Yes, if you're enjoying the show, please leave a like. It helps the stream a lot. All right, let me turn down the music. It's weird how rusty I feel. It's only been 1 week. It feels like it's been a month. All right. So pardon me, folks, if we're a little slow to get started today. I really am just a little bit, I've got a little bit of a new schedule as well. A lot of stuff like that. I had a bit of some good news. Also a bit of unpleasant stuff going on in my personal life. Nothing too, everything worked out pretty well, thankfully. So let me take off the video here, and then we'll chat about it. So 1 second here. Let me get this video off. They changed the layout in StreamYard as well a little bit, so it's a little bit different. All right. Yes, absolutely. Welcome in, all of you lurkers. Much appreciated. And anybody watching the replay, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Yeah, Girl World there's been a lot of drama going on, and I avoid drama intentionally. So the only drama that I actively cater to is the drama that comes directly from the Girl Worlders themselves, like Foodie and Glitter and Lasers and all them. Speaking of Glitter and Lasers, I only have a very short video, but it is a good one. It is a good one. It is such a good one. Before we get started with Foodie tonight, I have just a really short, funny video from a channel that I watch sometimes. I just wanted to show just a couple funny video clips I just thought were really, really silly. There's just a few seconds, and not very long, and then we'll get into oh yeah, speaking of Foodie, let me catch up a little bit. Just talk with you folks for a second. I know there's been the issue with Salah allegedly cheating. I took off during that week, like the day I took off. Right after that, Salah gets in trouble for cheating. Or excuse me, Foodie's friend caught her man's text messages and all that, and we're going to go over some videos with all this, but there's just too much content for me to cover, so I got to skim over a little bit. So that's what I'm talking about here. So yes, apparently Salah cheated. Apparently it's with a busty, beautiful woman. So it sounds like an upgrade. Can't blame him for that. But I want to get your opinions, of course. I feel everybody here has already discussed this at this point, probably, because it's been so long now. But does anybody feel that, well, does anybody have any feelings they would like to express? Let me say it like that. Does anybody have any feelings they would like to express regarding Salah and Foodie's relationship? Do you feel that Salah has really shamed Foodie? Do you think he shamed himself? Do you think maybe it really is Foodie's friend and Salah has not cheated? I'm just interested to get your opinions on this because we never really got a chance to discuss it when it first happened. So if anybody has an opinion they'd like to share, always interested to hear. Okay, Elizu, fine. You don't care about it. All right, well, thank you anyway. All right, well, we're going to discuss their relationship a little bit, but we are going to look at their camping trip a little bit. I do have, Queen Cobra's on, by the way. Actually, you know what? Let me put her on for just a minute, because she is on right now. Let me put on her channel real quick, because she is on live right now. So let me put her on, because I don't know what the heck she's doing right now. Let me see what she's up to. So let me put that on real quick. Queen Cobra, what's she got going on here? Is she just sleeping? Is she going nuts? Is there even a video feed? Let's see it. Okay. It doesn't seem to be working. Hold on. Let me add this. Let me put it on here. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. What is going on here? There's no... Okay, there was a stream earlier.
Well, that apparently...
And it just went off the air, apparently, about an hour ago? Okay, so... Well, I wanted to just check in to see what's going on, but if she's not live at the moment, we're probably going to watch some replays of that. But okay, let's just start off, though, real quick with the most recent foodie stuff. And I'm sorry for the slow start, everybody. I'm just so rusty today. What? Foodie's mods are dorks. All right, so let me pull up the recent video I'm going to use, and once I have that going, then we can finally get back in gear here. Oh, and also let me share a little bit. I picked a perfect week to get off. One of my family members was very ill. She had to go to the hospital. Thankfully, it worked out okay, but I was very stressed out with that. I figured I'd just mention that. Thankfully, it worked out, but it was very stressful, so I had a bit of a stressful week in that sense. Oh, my diet's been going well. Let me share about that also. I finally got back on my diet. I've been dieting about 2 weeks now, steady, and I'm down about 4 or 5 pounds, so I'm pretty happy with it. I know it's, water weight when you first get back there, but still. Okay, so first things first, I've got here the camping vlog. I have the shortened version of it, and I think this is going to be funny. This is Foodie and Salah's 2nd anniversary. I think this is funny. I saw some elements of it. This is, I don't know if you've all seen this or seen this yet or not, but I've watched some of this and I thought it was pretty darn funny. This is a video here from No, I Don't Think So. That's who clipped this. Let me put that in the chat. Well, actually, it's a family member, Nirvana. It's it's a family member, but I appreciate it just the same though. Thank you so much, Nirvana. I'm going to catch up in the chat in just a second. Okay, so this is the latest, or I guess the second to latest video. Oh, and there was a stream that came after this, but it's like 3 hours long, so if I have an edit, maybe I'll watch some of it. But this is the condensed, shortest version of it. And of course, I'll mention that in a minute, the elephant in the room. Okay, so this is the video.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear all the stuff in the back. We went and stocked up, and we're good to go. We'll show you what we got when we get there.
So excited.
Me too. Happy anniversary, babe.
Happy anniversary, love.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
That looks like a lot of stuff for 2 days of camping. Guess she doesn't want to be blamed for only bringing 2 bottles of cola this time around.
Babe.
Yes, and by the way, everybody, happy anniversary to all of you. This is what, 2 years that we've been watching these people together? Feels like it's been so much longer, right? Oh, so let me catch up on the chat a little bit also, because I know I missed some of you folks coming here. Welcome in, Yellow Moon. Good to see you. Oh, Nal's Mods, not Foodies. Oh, see, I know you like to actually go to Nal's chat, so I feel bad for you on that one. Oh, and also, I know you folks gave me your answers earlier. I didn't even read them. Let me see those really quickly. Archie says, I don't care about his fetish, but the religious stuff too far. He can eat as much crap as he wants and take one on whoever is consenting. All right. I'm talking more about the recent situation, though, where he allegedly was doing the text messages, and he was talking to this so-called beautiful busty woman. And Nirvana says, I don't know how to assess their relationship. It's definitely an awkward relationship. I can't find words to describe it. Very, very respectful, Nirvana. I think it's all just a big fake relationship, but let's have a big laugh at it, right? Yes, seeing Salah coming, making his comeback, his endless crazy frog, it really annoys me too. At first I was okay with it. Are those the depends in the back? They better be. So I remember in the video before they went on the trip, Foodie and Salah were talking, and Salah was like, and Foodie said, "Oh, I guess I'll just bring a little bit of clothes." And Salah said, "Well, make sure to bring some extra, underwear just in case, or make sure to bring a change of clothes just in case." We know what that means. Thank you so much. Stocked up on all of her snacks. Oh, thank you so much, Nancy. All right. Supposed to hear the stuff they packed. Oh, let me turn up the volume on it. Let me make sure you can hear it.
Maybe we should tell our viewers, about the camping season. Like, here, when do people typically go camping?
You've taken us camping before and you've told us a million times you'll go camping in the winter when the temperature cools down. Not even a minute in and out of content.
Basically, in the Middle East, especially in Kuwait here, people go to camping, especially at the winter season because, the other season will be too hot, so they cannot do it at all. So as you can see, guys, the caravans here.
Absolutely beautiful campsite, right? Like, this is definitely one of the places that's really known for how the scenic beauty of the desert, the pristine wilderness, that untouched biblical, yeah.
We'll sell that supply.
Got some graffiti here, got some trash, got a fence. Yep.
And food, snacks, drinks, anything you want. Assalamu alaikum. Hi, how are you? Do you have ball? Ball. Kura. Okay, and also we need ice.
Ice case.
Yeah. Do you have ice? Okay.
Just speak Arabic and put some captions on it. Already getting second-hand embarrassment and it's a 44-minute vlog.
How much? 1 KD and this one?
1 كري نص.
1 KD and half. Oh.
You know something, Alizu? The desert is a place to hide stuff. You don't want it to get found again. And I'm sure that people want to, hide people in Kuwait as well. So
Moving.
want to disappear
Let's go.
someone in the desert.
Babe, I have a question.
Yeah?
Will we be able to hear the adhan out here?
I think there's a small mosque also here, yeah.
Oh.
Will they be able to hear the call to prayer, right? Like, it's so important because we know that Foodie is so religious. She does her prayers 5 times. It's absolutely disgraceful that she makes such a mockery of this so regularly. Oh, I also want to point out Foodie's glasses here. These glasses, they look like absolute novelty glasses. These look like something that you would buy at a costume shop. But they fit her face really well. They do. Like, even though they totally look like costume shades, they fit her face. So, apparently she picked the right frames.
The call to prayer is the adhan, but we're far out, so I wasn't sure. Okay, well, we'll see you guys when we get closer to the camp. Oh my gosh, look out!
Oh my god, a big
Interesting.
hole!
Yes, Nutty.
Go back?
Yeah.
Go back. No thanks. Holy moly.
What a pothole. Jeez.
Oh my god! You will not have fun, by the way, if you drive in this road.
Too bumpy.
We are bouncing.
First time they've ever been bouncing
Agreed.
together. Sorry.
Surprise!
You're going to get a lot of good pictures of Foodie. That's one of the best things about this video. We're going to get a lot of good pictures of Foodie. We're finally going to see what she really looks like, because we never really get a good angle on her.
So one from the desert camping benefits that you can find these very cute creatures.
Yeah.
So check them out.
So they have some farm animals, it looks like. I mean, I want to say this is a petting zoo, but part of me feels that this is just a farm, and these are just goats that are going to be milked or eaten or whatever. Like they're not actually, this is just somebody's farm.
They're amazing.
They're amazing. Look at them.
Look at this adorable one inside.
He's sitting down.
Salah really is trying to live out his YouTube
question.
dream, isn't he? Constantly puts himself in the center of the frame like people aren't turning up for food.
Hello, fellas. All right, beautiful goats.
See you later.
Goodbye.
All right, here we are.
I think this is the same outfit she pooped herself in Thailand, to be fair. To be fair, if I recall correctly.
Surprise!
Woo!
First one. And the second part
Yella.
is, let's unload the car.
It does look like
hot in the desert right now.
It absolutely looks like a prison camp or a refugee camp or something. I mean, when you go inside, you can see that okay, it has like stoves and it has toys and games and things like that. But from the outside, it absolutely looks like a prison camp or a refugee camp or something like that, or a mining camp. It does not look like a resort or a vacation place at all. And I'm normally not a big, I don't make a big deal about aesthetics usually, but part of going on vacation is you want a place that has nice scenery, that's scenic. If the place is very comfortable, then maybe, you can get away with not having the best view. But if you're going out to the desert to go see nature and it looks like a homeless camp, why are you even going? Like, what's even the point of going there if there's nothing even to look at except like trash?
Oh my gosh. I'm just putting the meat
right
in the coolers.
You're putting the meats in the coolers now? Did you learn nothing from that overnight
What?
stew?
Putting that in there.
She's putting the meats in the coolers now. So in other words, they bought this food at a grocery. They just put it in the bags from the grocery. They brought it all the way out to the desert, and now they're putting it in the cooler. I don't think that it's spoiled in the 1 hour or maybe 2 hours that they were driving, but still, that's just so silly because there is a chance that it could, and it's just an unnecessary risk to take with the food. It's just a silly, unsafe risk, and I don't see why they would do that. But of course, that's typical Foodie, and Foodie is looking old here. She's not just looking, she doesn't look especially heavy from this angle, but she's looking really old, doesn't she? She's looking like an elderly woman almost.
In the
What is that? I've got a feeling it tastes better than it looks because it couldn't look any worse.
coolers.
You're putting the meats in the coolers now? Did you learn nothing from that overnight stew?
Look at how big Foodie is when she turns sideways. You can see that you can really get a good look at her actual width. And this is still heavily filtered. Keep in mind, even if she looks big, remember, this is still with a lot of filters on top. And speaking of big, respect to anybody in the chat who's been working on their health of the nutrition. I've been slacking for a minute, and I am very happy with myself that I'm finally getting back on the health wagon. I haven't been perfect, but I finally back to losing some weight again, so I'm happy with that.
Rice. Thank you, honey.
Welcome, Lady Nighthawk.
In there immediately. So that's done. 2 ice boxes. We have a gas stove. We have to hook up the gas. Some
It really does.
pots.
Density.
Fire safe. Some serving platters.
How old is this stuff? Like, let's get a better look at some of this stuff here.
We have a gas stove.
Okay, this stove, it looks like it's from the 60s or the 50s. To be fair, stuff from back then was made better, so it probably still, it's probably still in good condition. This tray and everything just looks so shoddy and beat up, and you know what I mean? This doesn't look like a place you would pay to stay at. This looks like a place if your uncle had like an old rundown, property and he died and you went to, and you went to go clean it out. This is what it would look like.
We have to hook up the gas. Some traditional teapots. Fire safe.
Like, look at, all these trays. Everything is just, like, nothing is clean. Nothing is in good condition. And I'm not saying that I expect everything to be in perfect condition on a campsite, but it's just everything looks ratty. Like, nothing looks new. Nothing looks good.
Some serving platters.
It's the heaven of the desert, I'm telling you guys. You cannot live without AC here.
Oh, wow,
All
Denise.
right.
That's welcome.
Here's
Welcome in, Denise. If I haven't already welcomed Jim, but that's actually a very interesting thought there. Let me read that aloud. Denise thinks those are goats that could be purchased to barbecue. I hope not, but that's what I was thinking. Well, I mean, it did look like just a farm. It didn't really look like a petting zoo, so that would actually make a lot of sense. Yeah, they're picking out the dinner. That makes a lot of sense. It really does. Oh, geez, Elisa, the cow's nightmare. They meet their end. Yes, absolutely, Hawk. Thank you to all the lurkers and all of the chatters. You're all very much appreciated. Maybe this is where his girlfriend's hiding. All right, let's let it keep playing.
The caravan.
Oh, I gotta catch up on the chat. I'm behind on the chat.
Here, lights. And when you open it, you'll see a small masjid here with a small kitchen and small bathroom, and of course some
It does look
decorations
nasty.
and split AC.
Oh, here's
You can-
the AC. Here's like the entirety of the. I mean, this room at least looks clean and it looks well kept, but
Here.
like this. First of all, this looks so awkward. Imagine having to climbing over this step to use that little hand wash sink back there. That looks just so darn awkward.
With a small kitchen and small bathroom, and of course some decorations and split.
Oh, you know what I think this is? I think this is the women's room because they have because they're very much sex segregated out there a lot of times. Like whenever they have these group events, the women are in one group and the men are in another group. I think this is the women's lodge.
AC. You can see, guys, how colorful the camp it is. Hi, babe.
Hi, babe. The stairs are so
Let me catch up on the chat.
You welcome, love.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it does not look good.
The AC.
So we're gonna rest and catch you later, guys.
Bye.
Oh my god, I'm melting. It should cool off in a couple of
Thank
hours.
you, Yellow Moon.
Inshallah.
Hope so.
In the meantime, we do have AC, so
Ooh, that's a good
you can
point.
see how flush.
That's a good point, Archie. I will say that to the best of my recollection, I remember when they first did their camping trip, and if anybody's not aware, this is not the first time Foodie and Salah have been to this campsite. I actually reviewed their original camping trip on one of my videos from like a year ago, one of my older videos. And I remember then they stole all the water, and Alez said they had to drive over an hour to the nearest place where they could get water. So if it's an hour to get water, it can't be much less to get meat, right? But I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's still a reasonable theory, though. It is possible. I don't know for
Because
sure.
yeah, it's really hot. We're gonna hang out in the AC room until the sun goes down a bit, and then we'll prepare the barbecues and things.
Yeah, I can't wait for the barbecue.
Yeah, we haven't eaten yet, so we're just gonna have some snacks here. I'll show you what we're gonna have.
Yeah. Some croissants, some pizza.
Okay, now this I thought was really interesting here. They go to this camp, and they have the whole barbecue and the grill here. And obviously, you know, you can't grill from the minute you get there. But I just thought it was really interesting that the food that they bring is the same junk food they eat at home.
I can't wait for the barbecue.
Yeah, we haven't eaten yet, so we're just gonna have some snacks here.
Oh, and of course, by the way, this is time lapsed. But they sat in this air-conditioned little room basically the entire day.
I'll show you what we're gonna have.
Yeah. Some croissant, some pizza.
Oh, cool. Mini pizzas.
That's a good
Oh,
question,
and then the
Jamie.
drinks?
I don't know. It's possible it might be very flat over there. I know some areas over there, some areas of the desert are very flat. But I don't know if that if
Oh,
Korea's
the
like
drinks.
that.
Okay. Your feet.
Welcome in Stackish.
Drinks here. We have here a very famous Syrian lemon. It's called lemon Iran.
Welcome in
We
Detective
have a
Coaching.
blueberry here.
Glad you can make it.
Diet soda for you, babe.
Oh, is it cold? It's ice cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nutty. And also considering out there in the desert, they still have plenty of snakes and stuff like that as well. Oh, Detective Coaches has put up some new videos. Detective Coaches, you're more than welcome to put up your link if you got something going on. And that goes for any of my mods in chat. If you have a link, you're welcome to put it up. And by the way, I have to ask, I have not seen Hannibal around in a minute. I know that there was a bit of drama going on with that, and I'm not trying to bring up any drama, but just want to put it out there. I have no issue with the guy. I don't, you know, I hope he comes back. I hope everything's all right. Let's let this keep playing.
Enough. And some soda for me here.
Better drink up your full sugar drinks now, Salah, before they magically disappear.
I'm gonna try the spicy pizza.
Yeah, so they got the chocolate croissants. They got these pizzas look nasty, don't they?
I'll try the.
These look like I mean, they just don't look good. They look like they just look like bread with ketchup on it.
Normal one.
Okay. We haven't tried Americana brand. Let's try it. Bismillah.
Agreed, Jamie. There's really not a lot to do there because look, they're here all day and they just sat in this room all day and ate. They didn't go out to go fishing. They didn't go on a nature hike. They didn't ride bikes or four-wheelers or a camel or, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't have any kind of activities. They just sat in the room all day. Welcome in, Denise.
Look fresh.
That's the best brand, Americana.
That's a. I love your little Debbie parody picture there. That's great. Agreed. It's got to be stank. Oh, is that's what happened? I did not know the truth about what happened with that. See, all right, then you know what? Then I'm just gonna not say anything until I learn a little more details, because I am just gonna stay away. That's why I don't get involved in drama, because I don't really know very much. So I'm just gonna back off and wait till I hear a little bit more before I. I'm just gonna stay out of it then. You know what? Because I don't really have the full story, and I'm just gonna stay out of it. I don't want to get in between anything like that. It's always frustrating to learn that.
For pizza.
I just stay out of that stuff. I just stay out of that
Not
stuff.
bad, eh?
Not bad. It's a bit dry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says as if she didn't cream her pan.
Well, I just hope that this can work out well in the end. You know, I don't have any. I'm just gonna leave that at that. I agree with you there, Nutty. I think that's what's going on too. I do believe that that's exactly what they're doing. They're just trying to get away from Julia.
And 2 seconds ago.
Will work.
When you're starving, anything will do. Happy anniversary.
With a Pepsi and pizza. All right, guys. After we cooled off a bit, so now we can show you around in our 5 stars camping area. Right, Deb?
Yes. Let's go.
Yalla. First of all, we have this cozy volleyball stadium, as you can see here.
Okay, I take it back. They do have some activities there, but I don't think there's any way that Foodie could actually do this. Like actually do any of this.
Chantal is trying to reach the top of the
Yeah, I agree with you there, Elizu.
spider web.
I did not realize that it's gotten this deep at this point. So yes, I am just going to leave it alone. That's why I generally avoid drama.
The net.
All right, here we have the first bathroom. There's lock. It's a bit tough. Anyway, we have Western and Arabic style here, side by side. Also, you have here a water spot, so you can wash your hand after you finish from the bathroom. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, babe.
Hot. What's hot water?
Yeah, it's friggin' sunny day. Alright, so we keep exploring.
This camp, it
Actually,
really
it's
looks
not
like
called exploring because
I love how they're showing it off, but the more they show it off, the rattier it looks. It's like it's like they'd be better off showing us less, because the more they show, it just looks worse. Like, oh, look at this, a hot water faucet.
we have been here 1 or 2 times.
1 or 2 times. You've been there once, but you two lie so much that you're unsure of what you've told the audience.
Alright, so here we have
Welcome in,
very
Senator.
relaxing area. So here we have a fire pit. So you can make a fire, especially at the night, when you're gathering with your family, having shisha, having dinner, having tea. Yeah, enjoying your time, having fun. And the first tent here we have, I think Chantal is here. Hi, babe.
Hi.
Are you tired or something?
It's hot. I thought it would be cooler in here with some shade, but nope.
I guess then the one thing I will say about any community drama or anything, and this is why I'm always so nervous to work with people and to collaborate and stuff like that, because you never know how it's going to end up. And I'm just that's all I have to say on that, and say, yeah, just leave that at that.
So the first one here, we have like majlis,
Arabic style.
Arabic style of sofa, yeah. It's like almost on the ground. Just put some mattress and then the huge pillows like this way. And we have a...
Now this room is one of the few rooms that actually looks kind of decent. I mean, it's not luxurious by any means, but at least it looks clean. At least it looks, you know, the furniture looks, the cushions look new. They don't look threadbare. There's not, you know, lots of dust and you know, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. There's not lots of broken bits of furniture and stuff. You know, this room at least looks clean and well kept and relatively, yeah. So this doesn't look so bad. And this TV looks ancient. But other than that,
Huge TV here, so we can play games, watch anything on the TV shows. Right, babe?
Now to the next section.
and by the way, none of these, could Foodie even sit on any of these? Like if she sat down on this, she couldn't get herself back up, could she? Like, yeah, seriously, do you think she could sit at any of this?
And we
Oh, actually, hold on, she could sit on that. I take it back. She sits on this little chair over on the
have a
corner
huge
here.
TV here,
This little one over in the corner.
and then the huge pillows like this way. And
Okay, that's where, yep, over on the corner. But she's still, okay, she may be able to sit down, but there is no way that she can get out of that without Salah lifting her up. There's no way she's going to be
we
able
have
to
a
get
huge
herself out of
TV
that chair.
here, so we can play games, watch anything on the TV
Yeah,
shows.
Skinny Queen, actually.
Right,
I
babe?
spoke with Sarah Jane the other day. I was mentioning how I was going through some stuff with my family member who was very ill. Thankfully, he's made a recovery. You know, and I didn't really have a chance to ask a ton about her, but she seemed like she was on the mend to, you know, for the most part. But yeah, you know, it seemed like you know, hopefully things are going well with her. I've just had a lot of my own drama this past week, to be fair.
Now to
But I
the
did
next
speak with
section.
her, so
Babe, before we move to the other section, what do you think about this place here?
This will be our favorite one at night, the fire pit.
yes, she is Nirvana. Yes, she is.
It's damn cool. Relax, man.
Yes.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
I mean, I don't know if she might still have some illness or something going on, but it seemed like she's not as bad as she was, at least. I didn't get like a full update or anything, but I did speak to her.
Here we have the cherry Tigo, our fancy car.
You're so sweet. I don't want to. I'll tell you one thing. I can't take even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to take a spot like that because I don't cover drama. I just don't like to cover community drama. So there's just never going to be as much content for me as some other channels because I don't cover what Breezy's doing. I don't cover what Monty's doing. I don't cover what FFG is. You know, I don't cover any of that stuff just because I just don't. It's too much. It's too much stress, too much drama. You got to constantly be. You know, there's always people making up rumors and stuff. It's so. But as far as just covering Foodie and just covering like the content and like lolcow content, you know what? I probably should stream a little bit more, and especially if there's more, you know, if there's more to open time now, if there's nobody else there. I mean, thank you for the encouragement.
So this bit shop
Thank you for
here,
the encouragement, Archie.
we have a very nice and amazing, fantastic majlis where we can sit down here.
Agreed, Jamie. Oh, actually, let me ask you folks in the chat. You folks here in the chat. I'm not much of a camper, but like, what is it? If you folks like, you know, do you have like any activities you enjoy going? Like, if anybody here who does enjoy camping, do you like to go fishing? Do you like to go hiking? Do you like to go climbing? Do you like to try to think? What are some other camping activities? Do you like to do cookouts? Like, does anybody here have any outdoorsy or camping activities they enjoy? Salah, yeah, Salah's got the whole tent to himself, and he's got. Did you see that bathroom with the 2 toilets? He could crap all. You know, he could set up all kinds of stuff over there. No. Thankfully, no, I did not. Just a family member. She was very ill, but thankfully she made a good recovery. It was a bit stressful. I don't want to, you know, I don't have to like dragging it all out, but just that's what I was kind of busy with this last week. That really had me. I was very stressed out this last week. No, absolutely, Nirvana, absolutely. Oh, thank you very much, Sin Eater. Well, at least they're good rumors. They're interesting, right? Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, gonna try to do at least I'm gonna try to do more streams, definitely. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I am gonna try to do some more. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Fishing, hiking, cooking out, canoeing, hunting. Awesome. Joshua Tree Park. I've heard of that. Where is that? That's out in the west, right? This is amazing.
Okay, so in this area here, you can put some
Fishing,
charcoal
swimming, kayaking.
to make your tea or chestnuts, corn, whatever you want. And here we have the barbecue pit.
Nirvana,
So
I'm
you
with you
can,
on that.
you know-
I'm not into bugs either. Like I'm not like, I'm not like afraid of bugs, but I don't like bugs. Like if there's bugs in the tent, I'm not gonna sleep well. I'm gonna every time one crawls on me, I'm gonna jump up, I'm gonna smack it. I don't enjoy that stuff. I'm not like a total, but I grew up in the city, but I don't mind like a little bit of outdoor stuff. But I'm not like big. I mean, I've actually been in the Everglades. I've never camped overnight, but I've done like hikes through the Everglades, like all day long type hikes, fishing trips, like just the whole day in the Everglades. And it's, when you're a kid, like you're tougher, I think, because now I'm thinking back on it. The thought of like spending, 7-8 hours, like on a boat and hiking, covered with mosquitoes and mosquito repellent, and nowhere to sit down, and just completely sticky from the minute you get there with the sweat, and just the mosquito repellent and the sweat mixes together and it gets in your eyes, and you gotta have sunscreen because you get sunburned, and it's really, I mean, maybe that's why I don't like camping, because the only like outdoors experience I ever had was hiking through the Everglades as like on a death march. That was really
Make the
miserable.
fire with the charcoals and make your delicious barbecue.
Yeah, grill the meat, and there's some leftover coals there too.
And
Well, you
we
wear
bought
it really
this
well.
8 kilo of charcoals.
Yeah, swimming,
This will
cookouts,
be
yeah,
enough
that's
for
cool.
maybe 2 or 3 days.
Nice.
And our cozy kitchen here. Babe, it's your place.
Okay.
So can you show us around, babe?
Sure. So this is the kitchen.
The kitchen is actually pretty nice. I mean, this is so much better than what I expected compared to the rest of the camp. Like this actually looks relatively clean, relatively new. I mean, it's not at all luxurious, but it looks perfectly serviceable. I would not have a problem using this kitchen. It's also quite large. It's definitely it's designed with cooking in mind. It's not just for standing around and drinking coffee.
It looks a bit chaotic right now, but
It's a bit hectic here.
they have all kinds of things you can use
So that's the
that comes with it. Teapots, plates.
Amazing.
I don't know what's in this. Maybe a body. Who knows?
No. Get over here.
You have a sink with running
I'm
water.
kind of the same way,
What's
Elise.
the
I'm not.
filter here?
Water filter.
I'm a little bit softy.
Hello.
Oh, that's true, Nutty.
Yeah, it's working. Don't-
You know something that's actually something I always forget about. But you can do that. You don't have to rough it in a tent. You can get a little cabin, or you can rent one of those caravans or campers, whatever they call it.
Wait.
To do dishes. We have a gas stove.
And the shisha here.
Oh yeah, I've got that.
Oh, they got the shisha.
Some
Teapots.
traditional style teapots.
Mm.
We're gonna have tea later.
No, I get you on that.
Yeah.
With an outside.
Seating area.
All right, here's the this outdoor area. I mean, at least Foodie can get up and down from here. I mean, overall, what I noticed about this camp more than anything is it's clearly intended for families. It's intended for large parties of people. This is a campsite that is designed to hold at least 20 people. I mean, I'd be surprised. I mean, it could probably hold 30, 40 people maybe. I mean, maybe it couldn't sleep 40 people, but I mean, you could like have a party. You could probably fit for 30, 40 people in there for a big party. Maybe, I mean, you could probably, with the cabins there, if you put sleeping bags on the floor, you could probably sleep 20 people here. I mean, this is clearly meant for a large number of people, but they're here totally alone. Like that's what's just so lame about it to me. It's why would you go to this big group campsite if you're just going to be by yourselves?
The door.
Hello. Yeah, just the door of the wind. Do you have something to say, babe?
Good advice, Nutty.
It's warm today. It's very warm. Right in the sun, it's hot, you know.
We have the
Oh
movable
wow,
chair.
Jamie.
Yeah, but how much
That's
weight
cool. Tarantulas are cool creatures. I don't like bugs in general, but I think tarantulas are cool. I know that they're not as dangerous as they look, but they can give a nasty bite. So do be careful. Don't Jamie's dad's a brave guy. Don't just pick up wild tarantulas.
More than 200 kilograms.
Really? I
Yeah.
can sit in it?
Of course, yeah.
No.
Go ahead.
It really is.
If it falls, I'll bite.
Don't worry.
Like hiking?
It's very strong here.
Yeah, when the weather's nice. It's nice.
Wow, that's so comfortable.
Amazing.
It is, and it's got to be hot in there too, right? Because the sun is just baking on here. There's no shade. I mean, so at nighttime it's cool, but during the day it's got to be miserable. And Foodie's sitting in this. I mean, this chain it's metal chain, but it looks rusty. It looks old. Are we sure it can really support her weight safely?
Melting here.
Oh, that's nice. Are you sure?
Hello from here.
Hi. Want a new bowl?
I think this is a chair that's supposed to be for two people. You know what I mean? I think this is supposed to be like a couple's chair. Like two people. Or isn't that like for like two people to sit in together? I think that's what that is. I think that's actually supposed to be like a couple's chair.
You can't even reach with your short legs.
Watch this move.
Oh geez, I got to catch up on the chat here.
Go, Cristiano. Whoa.
Yep.
Oh, what do we have here?
Good
Playing
point,
ground.
Urbana.
A rusty one, but yeah. For kids.
That can jump on
Oh.
Oh, please convince her to. If anything could save this vlog, it'd be Foodie on the trampoline.
Right?
not?
I think it's not for
It
my
would be
weight.
cool for that.
this. Test. Actually, it looks strong, but
But not that strong. Just say it how it is, Salah.
yeah, maybe I can try it.
You want to try?
Yellow. Nice one. Whoa.
All right, the trampoline here. Trampoline. I not to be a party pooper, but I gotta give my advice. Anybody who thinks of using a trampoline, keep in mind, a trampoline doesn't make it easier to jump. It makes it easier to jump high, but it doesn't make it easier to land. So if you can't jump down safely from like 3 feet up, if you couldn't jump down like from a height of 3 or 4 feet safely, you probably shouldn't be on a trampoline, because a trampoline will kick you up 3 or 4 feet in the air if you're not careful, and you're going to land straight down. And if you can't comfortably land that height, you're going to risk getting injured. So that's my advice on a trampoline. If you don't feel safe jumping 3 or 4 feet, don't jump on a trampoline.
Whoa!
All right. Oh, yellow. Let's go.
It's
So
so easy to
fly
get hurt.
here?
It really is. And they're
You
out in the
wanna try it?
desert. That's another thing too.
It's too small.
This trampoline is over an hour away from a grocery store. How far away do you think the nearest hospital is? If somebody fell on that trampoline and snapped their neck, they wouldn't even be able to get them to a hospital they'd be dead before they got to the hospital. It's just they're too far out of the way, and people absolutely get injured on trampolines. The thought of being on a trampoline and having to get to the hospital from there is just, oh my God.
Wait, I want to try this thing. Do you think it's strong?
I don't think so, Red. From here, I can't tell.
Yeah. For little ones.
Got to break all the playground sets that are meant for, children
Oh, this
to
is the best
enjoy.
clip right here.
With the wheel in the middle.
This is the best. Okay. In the chat, everybody give me your little vote if you haven't already seen this. Does anybody think Foodie is stupid enough to try to squeeze into that? Does anybody think Foodie is dumb enough? Because she clearly can't fit. There's not even a question of if she can fit in there. Does anybody think she's stupid enough to try to squeeze in? All right, give me your answers, and then we're gonna let this run in just a moment. And the question is, does anybody think she's dumb enough to try to squeeze into that? Because she absolutely, I mean, I can tell from looking at it, there's no way she could fit in there. That is made for children. Even a normal-sized person would be a snug fit.
So you have to move it.
She is not going to do that. Oh my God.
Oh my god, it's squeaky. Look how it's squeaky.
Help! Help me get up! Help me get up!
And this is how fed Salah's just gonna leave. It would be funny if Salah just left her. It's like, no, Foodie, here, I'll come get you later. Just left her there for like an hour.
Babe, you cannot move?
I'm stuck!
Oh my gosh, she's stuck. Wait, let me help her.
I'm stuck!
How ladylike.
Oh.
You know, when you think of an anniversary, when you think of being on an anniversary with your spouse after 2 years, of course at that point you're comfortable with each other. But does this seem like a romantic getaway to you? I mean, yes, it's when you love somebody and you know them well, you can joke and you can laugh and you can have fun with each other, and you know, especially if you've been together for a while. But this is just so awkward and yeah, I don't have to explain it.
Oh my god. Okay, I help her here. Don't ever try it, babe. It's not for you.
You need some WD Foodie. WD Foodie.
Okay, so here's the last tent. So far we have 3 tents and 3 bathrooms. And of course, the caravan in the middle.
Right?
Let's see this last tent here. Wow. You are feeling, babe? Wow, it's too hot, man. We are melting over here. I'm telling you all. But it's a nice experience, right, babe?
Yeah, it'll be cool later.
It's our 2nd anniversary here.
Nirvana, I agree with that. And for a long time, I used to say, why does Foodie share these disgusting details of her personal life, of her bowels? You know, she crapped herself. Why did she tell people that? Why did she, you know, used to get half naked in front of the camera? Why did she show everybody, you know, herself at her? Why did she tell everybody all these disgusting stories? And I really believe she has a humiliation fetish of some kind. I think that she enjoys being humiliated. I think she enjoys feeling weird. I can't really describe it very well because I don't understand it very well. But there's no other explanation I can think of for why she would choose to embarrass herself, unless she thinks it helps her to get more views, which it probably does. But I don't think it's only for views. I think that she genuinely gets some kind of a weird thrill from it.
Beautiful wife. So I decided to spoil her and, you know, hang out together here in peace, alone, have fun.
So quiet and peaceful, and it's romantic, and thank you so much, babe.
You deserve it.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, honey.
And to many more years.
That's an interesting
Shut up,
thought.
sweetheart. Whoa, honey, you did a great job. Amazing.
Thank you. So basically what you're looking at here is a
Okay,
little
here,
card,
let's
but-
look at this. They got, okay, now the first thing, what stands out to me is looks like enough food for a family. Maybe not a big family, but a family, right? Like this is not for 2 people. But yet, I don't see anybody else there. Where are the other people? They have an entire family meal. Well, I guess that's normal for Chantal,
A
actually.
whole chicken marinated by Masuru. These are tikka, which is mutton meat, kebab meat that we got from a butcher. And we're going to grill some tomato, onion, and my favorite, these hot peppers. So I prepared all this
Welcome to
myself, and
Pista.
Salah's going to grill.
Good to
Oh, I'd
see
love
you.
some Arabic.
And by the way, if anybody's not aware, our hippieista, she's been uploading to her new channel regularly. I've already been sure to subscribe over there. Hippieista, if you want to post your link, you're more than welcome to. Everybody, if you haven't already, be sure to give her a look. She posts a lot of really interesting videos about all kinds of like crafts and cooking and all kinds of productive stuff.
Coffee while I'm making this stuff, actually. Thank you to the wonderful friends who made us this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out
It looks like she's drinking soy sauce, doesn't it?
to them.
Yeah.
Let me start the barbecue here. Start the fire.
All right. We're going to make a salad now. Are we grilling?
You know, I wish Salah would try to play Crazy Frog with that. I wish he would just put his fingers straight into the hot coals and play Crazy Frog in that grill. Because then we never have to hear it
Corn
again.
with dinner or after?
The corn after.
Okay, so we don't need to prep that now?
Darn right.
Yeah, it's my job here.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out, I think that most of us are on the same page with this. It's okay to be immature at times. It's okay to have some interests like games or cartoons or whatever. It's okay to have some younger interests, but it's not good to have the mindset of a child when you're an adult, right? I think that I just want to make that clear for anybody watching. I don't fault Salah because he likes to play his little keyboard or his video games or even jump on the trampoline, whatever. You know, that's no big deal. But everything else about him is so weird and awkward and immature, and he's just kind of a dork, and that's to me, you know, it just manifests. So just wanted to point that out. So Foodie here is doing some actual cooking. Let's look at the food she's making. She's got chicken. This looks like chicken breast or chicken thighs with vegetables, tomatoes, olive oil. Overall, this actually looks kind of healthy. I'm not against this.
This is a juicy lemon.
Lemon juice.
Oh my god, my mouth is watering. Yummy.
Just a little bit of olive oil.
Cool.
A bit of salt.
Delicious.
Didn't that look like one of those things that has the Lysol wipes? You know those containers with the pre-soaked wipes for the cleansing cloths? This looks like one of those bottles, doesn't it? Like she's gonna pull one of those Lysol cleaning cloths out of there.
Salt.
Delicious kebab and tikka.
Smells amazing.
Thank you, babe.
No.
See what we got here. Ooh.
Okay.
Whoa.
So let's look at the food they got here. Actually, I kind of like this. I mean, grilling is a great way to cook. You know, when you grill, you don't need any extra oil, any extra fat. Fresh vegetables, onion, tomato. This looks like chopped bits of chicken. This looks like ground meat. If this is that meat from earlier that was kind of old and nasty, no thank you. But if this was fresh meat, sure, why not?
The fat.
And here you got the chicken. This is a lot of food, by the way. This is a lot of food. And even though I like the recipes because they're nice and simple and fresh, I don't like how much they're making. You don't need an entire chicken, 4 of these big kebab things, 2 more of these kebabs. I mean, this is just too much meat. Too much meat. And I like meat. I'm somebody who believes you got to have a lot of beef, a lot of chicken. You got to have meat for your, for dinner. But this is too much.
And that meat.
The kebab is ready.
Yum.
All right, let's pause this for a second. Let me catch up on the chat real quick. Very cool, Nirvana. I can change a car tire, okay. I am not a great griller. I'm a good cook in general, but I don't really have a lot of experience grilling. I'm not bad at it, but I'm not great at it either. I just don't really have experience. Wow. That is just some crazy, like, on one hand, I believe it's important to have accurate and descriptive labeling. On the other hand, that seems a bit overdone. Yeah, they're very stunted and odd, and it's just, I wouldn't make fun of them so much, except for the fact that they put themselves out there as a couples channel. If you're going to be a couples channel, you're essentially saying, hey, we are a model couple. Our life is pretty good. We want to show it off. I don't think this is anything worth showing off. This is kind of embarrassing. Oh, good point, Archie. I think they were there for 2 days, maybe? Good question, though. It does look a little bit burnt. I think it's bad lighting, though, to be fair. Okay, so let's look at what they got here. Oops, sorry. Let's go back. So yeah, if this is even for Foodie, this is a lot of food. I like that they have the fresh salad here, but you can see there's a lot of oil on the salad. That's not good. They got this tabbouleh here, I think. Too much rice, bread, and this looks like greasy olive salad. Again, Foodie is the queen of taking anything that could be healthy and ruining it. Because you got healthy, fresh beef, chicken, and then you got all this oily stuff and all this rice. but it's about portions. If Foodie can eat a small portion, which she can't,
Grilled corn.
and of course, after all that, a big old cob of corn. Corn, if it's plain, is not so bad, but a lot of people, they end up putting a lot of butter on it.
The tea on coal is getting ready.
Time for tea.
Yes, Nutty, we're so jealous.
Chai on coal. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're gonna mix it up a little bit, and I've got some more Foodie, and I've got some other stuff as well, but I want to do the Glitter and Lasers video. It's a short one, and it's a really good one. So I think we're gonna switch to that real quick as a little interlude. Camp Beezer and our Sunny Days adult daycare with our big toddler here. Yeah. Everybody, I will encourage you to join up our Camp Beezer. We have special discounts for your simple-minded streamers, including the Sunny Days adult daycare, assisted living facility where we help people with mobility issues. We help them get their wine and their liposuction. All right, let me pull up here the Glitter and Lasers video, because everybody here knows Anna, Glitter and Lasers, right? She is a regular on this channel right now. She recently made some sweaters for Christmas, I guess you could say. Oh, actually, I have 2 Glitter and Lasers videos. I have an edited video, which is really good. But first, we're going to look at this. So she released...
So as y'all know...
So she did a whole 20-minute video selling some Christmas sweaters. The sweaters, in my opinion, were not great. They were not terrible. They were just kind of average. Well, as a guy who's not an expert on fashion, I did not notice something about them. This video here is her addressing comments from her viewers expressing why they were not interested in buying her sweaters. So let's take a look here. Let me zoom the screen. Okay, so this is Glitter and Lasers. She released these sweaters, just to give, like I said, to give the quick update. She released these Christmas sweaters, and she got a lot of comments saying the sweaters were too short. And they didn't cover the belly appropriately. Well, let me let the video run. So here, we can let her say it.
Launched a clothing line in partnership with Jolly Days. This is actually a set from that collection. So in watching some of the feedback,
so this is one of the items from the collection here. Let's hear
from that video, I felt like there were some things that I needed to address and potentially even learn from.
So she's saying because the feedback from the last video was not all positive, she got some negative feedback. She said that she wants to learn from the negative feedback and address it.
So
wonderful.
I'm taking the time today to tell you guys what we've done to help make this the best line we can make now, and then also to make even better items in the future, fingers crossed, assuming we get to keep making amazing clothing. Now, before we get into what I've learned so far and the changes we've made, I wanted to let you guys...
Keep watching, because you're on the right track with where we're going with these.
Know that at the end of this video, there's a little surprise, so stay tuned for that. So first and foremost, we heard a lot about international shipping, and I am pleased to announce that when shopping from the Jolly Days website, you can actually get items shipped internationally. Looking at the cost for shipping, it's less than I've seen at other retailers, and it's pretty standard in what you would.
Jamie, I think you're right. I think that she released sweaters as well as pajamas. But the sweaters are the item that she got the feedback on. She got the negative feedback about the sweaters. And I think the sweaters were also the most expensive items. I'm not sure, but I believe the sweaters were the most expensive items that she released. And they were the most poorly received.
Expect in shipping from the US. Second thing we heard a lot about is the length of the sweaters, feeling like they were potentially too short. I actually took a lot of time to think.
So here's the crux of the issue, and yes, Elizu's pointing that out. Anybody not aware, Anna's had over 40 pounds removed from 2 liposuctions, surgeries, and it appears that she's actually gained back all the weight from the surgeries. It's her life; she can do what she wants. But we all said this was going to happen. I mean, I'm not the only one who said this. We all said that getting liposuction when you're eating in a caloric surplus and you're putting on more weight is not a realistic solution to anything. And that's what's going on here. And she got some lipedema removed, which is great. I'm happy for her that she did. But she's going to get more lipedema. It's going to more of it is going to develop if she continues to put on body fat, and she just doesn't want to accept this.
From the US. Second thing we heard a lot about is the length of the sweaters, feeling like they were potentially too short. I actually took a lot of time to think about this because I am a very tall person and I have a long torso and I have long legs. And I think sometimes that alters how things look. I also think that we're in a
Did you notice
world
that?
where most
Glitter Lazers, she is just so unique. She has so many problems, guys. It's not like other girls. You know, other girls, they go to get clothes. Sometimes, you know, some girls have long legs, you know, so they have trouble finding clothes because they have long legs. Some girls have trouble finding clothes because they have a long torso. But what do you do if you're Glitter Lazers? She has long legs and a long torso. Huh? How do you have long? Wouldn't that just mean that she's proportioned? Wouldn't that just mean that she's properly, you know, how do you have long legs and a long torso? What does that even mean?
Out is the length of the sweaters, feeling like they were potentially too short. I actually took a lot of time to think about this because I am a very tall person and I have a long torso and I have long legs. And I think
Yep, long legs and long, what? Yeah.
sometimes that alters how things look. I also think that we're in a world where most things offered for plus size women are tunic length. First and foremost, I want to let you guys know that I deliberately did not design tunics because I personally feel like that is saturated. I feel like there's so many options to buy a tunic sweater for plus size that I didn't want to add to something that I thought was readily available. So that was a choice. And I want you guys to know that I deliberately made that choice.
So to hear what she just said there, I thought this was very interesting here. She said that she did research on clothes and she saw that plus size garments were typically longer, more tunic length. And she decided intentionally to not do that. She decided that they need to have plus size shirts that show off your midriff, that ride up, that expose your waist. Because there's the plus size market is loaded up with clothes that cover your waist. Loaded up with longer, yeah, right? Doesn't that make sense? Huh? What?
A tunic sweater for plus size that I didn't want to add to something that I thought was readily available. So that was a choice. And
she didn't want to make clothes that she thought people, you know, were interested in. She wanted to make something different.
You guys should know that I deliberately made that choice. That said, I am also very tall. So one of the things I wanted to see is these sweaters on other bodies so I could see like, hey, do we need to add some length?
Okay, perfect. Here they're showing the other women. And by the way, yes, that is true, Jamie. Anna is really tall, and I don't, you know, it's not her fault. Nothing wrong with being tall, right? But I think that as this video goes on, I think it's going to better demonstrate what I mean about that. About how, you know, almost forgot it, right? And Nirvana here makes a good point too. And Glitters is also very dishonest. That's the other thing I really don't like about her. The whole fake exercise thing, when she was a quote sponsored athlete and she never even exercised, that really bothered me. Because she was encouraging people to do exercises that were unsafe, that she wasn't doing herself. That's when I really started to have a dislike for her, when I saw her pushing exercises that weren't safe.
So we did get together a group of girls, which you're going to see here in just a little bit. They're going to introduce themselves and then we're going to show those sweaters on those bodies to get a better idea of how these
Unless you keep saying we're going to show sweaters on those bodies. Can't you just say they're going to wear the sweaters? We're going to show the sweaters on their bodies.
I walked away from this personally believing that this was the right length. And just to give you an idea of how
she personally believed this is the right length. So if you don't like it, you're basically telling her she's wrong. And you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to make Anna feel bad.
We got to this length is we did look at what typically sells in stores. We did look at what was available in larger sizes versus what wasn't. And we kind of decided on the length there. That said, if you see this video and you still feel like this is not the right length, I agree, Eliza, because I still want to learn and grow. That is part of this journey, to be very honest.
So she wants to learn and grow. She wants to learn and grow, and she wants to respond to your feedback. And in order to do that, she is not really going to do anything. She's making this big song and dance about how she's listening to her audience. And in response, she's going to tell us that we're wrong and that she really knows better.
Like, this is not the right length, I still want to hear it, because
if it's not the right length, I still want to hear it, but this is the length you're going to get.
still want to learn and grow. That is part of this journey, to be very honest. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning and growing through this process. And the only way I'm going to get better is if you guys continue to give me feedback. So I'm totally cool with it. And I feel like it's why I started all of this, was to create things that I felt people would love. So without further ado.
Okay, that is such a half truth. You do this to make money, Glitter. You don't do anything that doesn't involve a check. It is not about making things people will love. It's about selling things to people. You don't care if they like them or not.
I jump into seeing those items on the different bodies, and I'll have each of the girls introduce themselves, which
and
really
Eliza, actually, that is a very fair point, and I think that that's something that a lot of people don't acknowledge, especially when we talk about clothes, and especially plus size clothes, because the bigger you get, the more variation there is in size. So some clothes just aren't going to work for everybody. Some things don't work for plus sizes. Some things don't work for very petite sizes. And we can't ignore that. We can't just say because I like sleeveless shirts. So even if I don't look good on me, I'm still gonna wear them. I don't know if they do or they don't on me. I'm just using that I'm just pull that out of my butt. But I'm just making the point that not everything looks good on everybody. And we have to accept that. At the same time, that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to make things that look good on people, right? That's a good question, Nirvana. Apparently, it is all sizes up to 5X, I think.
Are all people who follow me online. I just did a model call with my fans, so these are real people wearing their clothing. These are not professionals. So all I ask in the comments is to be kind to these girls, because they are showing up and providing their bodies.
This part is such BS. I just ask you to be kind to these girls. I'm just asking you to be kind to them. What? Does she really think that people are going to go off and insult these women? Why? Why? Is she hoping that we will? Is she trying to bait us into saying something? Let's listen to this again. I thought this was really interesting how she does this preemptive, please don't insult these women.
Online, I just did a model call with my fans, so these are real people wearing their clothing. These are not professionals. So all I ask in the comments is to be kind to these girls, because they are showing up.
How terrible does she think these women are? She's basically she's giving us it's like she's setting us up for these women to be absolutely the worst models we've ever seen. She's like, I just got random women. These are not professionals. So please don't tear them apart in the comments. It's like, how bad are they?
And providing, their bodies as a way for you to see this clothing in a different way, and they deserve respect. You want to come for me? Go for me. I don't care. Please don't come for these girls.
Please don't come for these girls. You can come for me. Just please don't come. What is she? How bad? How bad is their modeling? Why does she think we're going to attack them?
Please be kind to them.
Please be kind to them. Just please. Don't attack these models. I can take it. I'm strong. But these girls, please don't attack them.
Please understand how it would feel if you did something brave and somebody said something mean to you.
Yeah, right. Please, if you did something brave, it's what is she? Does she realize that her own audience, she does understand her channel is a hug box. Glitter and Lasers channel is a hug box. You're not allowed to say anything negative, and everything you say gets deleted unless it's entirely positive. So this just makes no sense here.
That's all I'm going to say, because I think they're lovely and adorable and super cute, and I can't wait for you to see them. So with that, let's get into it.
Hey guys, I'm Mallory,
Nutty.
also known as Mal the Model from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and we love a little llama love. Over the holidays, I enjoy boxing and gift wrapping with my family.
Hi, I'm Taryn Bliss, and I love my little cardigan. These are my favorite colors. This
All right,
is
now look
perfect for
here.
me.
This is what we're talking about. See how it rides up at the bottom? This woman here is not especially large. She's not like, you know, she doesn't have like a giant fupa like Chantel. But still, that thing, look how it comes up in the middle. It's lifting up in the front. If she, you know, leans over in an awkward way, it's going to show off her tummy. Maybe she doesn't want to. Maybe it's really freezing cold out. I mean, aren't these winter sweaters? What if it's snowing? What if you want to cover your belly in the snow?
I live in Seguin, Texas, and my favorite thing about the holidays is driving around at night and seeing all the beautiful Christmas lights.
Hi, Shelby Reeves. I am wearing this super cute cardigan with Frosty the Snowman and has some glitter.
All right, look at this lady. This lady is rather slender even. It's still riding up on her. Look how it like pulls up in the middle. It doesn't, there's like no slack at all. And if you wash this and you don't dry it carefully, it's going to shrink. So it's going to be even tighter and it's going to be even higher up.
My favorite holiday moment. Every year I collect the Holiday Barbie from Hallmark and I get to put it on my 6-foot hot pink Christmas tree.
Yes.
Hey, my name is Bella.
Excellent point.
I have this beautiful cat Santa Claus cardigan on with the ornaments over here, and it's super colorful and I love it. And my favorite thing about the holidays is
this one here is the first one where I've seen it not go up in the middle. This is the closest thing to where the bottom of it is not like pulling up in the middle. And it's just, this is just, I don't know why she made them all so darn short. Because these are winter sweaters. These are supposed to be warm.
creating my own traditions with my family and just having fun and enjoying the time off.
So here we can see the sweaters on 4 different
Exactly.
bodies. We're starting with a size small on Shelby. Our medium is on Bella. Our size X.
She gave them a 10% off the discount on the sweater. She gave them a coupon.
XL is on Mal, and then we have our 2X on Taryn. And each of these girls has a different
hold on.
body.
She tells
so
us the sizes here. She tells us the sizes.
Starting with
Fun and enjoying the time off.
So here we can see the sweaters on 4 different bodies. We're starting with a size.
No, we see them on 5 different bodies.
So here we can see the.
She says 4 different bodies, but Anna, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. That's 5. I got 5 fingers, 5 bodies.
Sweaters on 4 different bodies. We're starting with a size small on Shelby.
Size small on Shelby, okay.
Our medium is on Bella. Our size XL is on Mal, and then we have our 2X on Taryn.
Hold on. So if that's the 2X, what's Glitter wearing? If that's the 2, then what size is Glitter? I mean, I'm not trying to embarrass her, but I mean, if you're modeling the clothes, why can't you tell us? And you could tell us these other ladies' sizes. Why can't you tell us your size? I mean, you said that you don't mind if we come at you in the comments. So why are you, so afraid to tell us? Whatever.
And each of these girls has a different body, so you can kind of get an idea of how the sweater might fit for you and your shape. They also all have different sized and length torsos, so that also affects where the sweater hits. I particularly have both a long torso and long legs, so it tends to be a little bit shorter on me. I think a great example of someone with a shorter torso.
She has a long torso and long legs. Do you realize that long is not an absolute measurement? Long is a relative measurement. For something to be long, it must be compared to something of either average size or something that is short. Something cannot be long in isolation. You can't say, how big is that? It's long. How big is it? No, well, if that's long, then something else. You can't have a long legs and a long torso. I'm trying to think of I'm drawing a blank here, but it's just, you can't have both at the same time. You can't be top heavy and bottom heavy. I guess unless you have like unless you're like Hourglass, maybe. That's not a good example. But you get what I think you get what I'm saying.
Is Taryn, and someone with a longer torso would potentially be Mal. Now we're going to take a look at the same
Good night,
thing
Nancy.
on the cardigans.
Thank you for coming in.
So again, we're going to have Shelby in the small, Bella in the medium, Mallory in the XL, and Taryn in the 2X. And you get to see where this cardigan hits on their bodies, keeping in mind that everybody does have a different length torso and a different height, and they all have different body shapes.
I'm gonna give my opinion as a guy, and I could be wrong, I could be right, I don't know. I find the designs themselves to be pretty inoffensive. I don't think they're good. I don't think they're bad. I mean, they're kind of ugly, but I feel like they're going for that ugly aesthetic. Like they're not trying to look good. They're trying to be kind of corny and tacky. So if they're trying to be tacky, they work in that sense. The fit works for some of these girls. Let me go back and let me see who I think the fit works on. Which of these girls does it work? All right, this lady here, you know what? I don't think this looks good on her. I feel like on her it looks almost too bulky, and it doesn't it makes her look bulkier. You know what I mean? Like it makes her look fatter, I think. I don't think this looks good on her. Like, and the sleeves look maybe a little, you know what I mean? Like the waist is short and the sleeves are long. And the neck is too low for the, you know what, for it to be so short and with the neck to be really, it just looks very weird. I'm not like a fashion guy, so I don't really know. Like, all right, this one looks a little bit more proportional, the fit. I think the fit works a little bit better on this girl than on the other one. But again, it's still very short. If she leans over, you're going to see her belly. You could practically see her what do they call it? They're trying to think of a nice way to say it. You could practically see her backside. Just say it like that. I think that this lady here, I think that this sweater fits her, but I don't think it's doing her any favors. I think that she could certainly find something that would be a lot more flattering. I think that this actually fits her kind of okay. I think that this sweater fits her better than the other ones. I think it works on her because it's form-fitting enough. It seems to just naturally fit her body shape. So that's my opinion on this. I don't think it looks great on any of them. I think it looks passable on two of them. I think this one without the big V-neck looks better than that one. I think this big V-neck looks terrible. I think this one looks a little bit better. But I still think it makes her look... I still don't think it's flattering on her. I think it makes her look...
So now
of course she did. That's Anna's
on a whole bunch
miserable
of
that
different
way.
body types, and hopefully that helps you make a more informed decision about whether it's right for you or not. Again, I still want to hear your feedback, and
I'm not going to argue with her, but you're probably right.
still want to learn and grow with you. So thank you for taking the time to tell me when you have reactions to them, and also thank you for just giving me space in your day. I really
That's
appreciate
true too.
it.
That's true
I
too.
wanted to end this video with some exciting news. We just found out that the items will be available for purchase on both Amazon and Walmart.com, which is really kind of just like a step we were working towards, and we got there. So that's what I'm celebrating today. Links to everything are down below as per usual. We will be linking everything. And we did not actually do the sets because there was not a lot of feedback versus the lengths, but we do have some really cute loungewear sets, including this one and others you might have seen in other content. So we're gonna go ahead and link those down below as well.
She said they did not do the
Does
sets? Does that mean they canceled them? I'm not really sure what she means by that. Let me hear this again.
Everything. And we did not actually do the sets because there was not a lot of feedback versus the lengths, but we do have some really cute loungewear sets, including this one and others you might have seen in other content. So we're going to go ahead and link those down below as well. With that, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'm going to go take a nap because I'm actually really tired. And you know what? I'm in the perfect outfit to do it. So I'll take you later, guys.
All right, so Glitter and Lasers sweaters here. I just thought it was really interesting how she basically told her audience they're wrong and that it doesn't matter that they're too short. She, you know, and I think the big issue is Glitter likes to wear sweaters that don't fit. She likes to wear everything way too tight and way too short, and she likes to show off her fupa for some reason. I don't know why, but she does. And she thinks that everybody else wants to as well. That's the only thing I could think of that makes sense. All right, so let's go back to the newest Foodie vid, because I might be on a little bit later tonight. Not too much later, but I think I'm going to stay on a little later than usual. Going to put on the latest Foodie. So let.
Well, hi there, guys. Hi. So I'm finally getting around to doing the Q&A. I don't know how much these questions are going to make me laugh, smile, piss me off. Who knows?
Oh, and by the way, for your benefit, this is a heavily edited version. This is from a channel called Kelly, which I like very much. This is a 20-minute video. It's been edited down to 8 minutes by Kelly. So this should be only the interesting parts. So, you know, if this sucks, then man, the original really sucked, because this is like less. This is cut down by more than 60%.
Answer these questions. Well, smart Alec. Yeah, I'm doing it now. Do you think you could spend the rest of your life in the heat of the desert and having to travel every few months for the rest of your life? I really, really, really just live in the now. I don't know how I'm going to feel in a few years. I
just live in the now. I don't know how I'm going to feel in a few years. Foodie, in a few years, you don't even know if you're going to be alive in a few years.
don't love the heat. I typically don't like to stay in one place forever. If you weren't doing YouTube, what minimum wage job do you think you'd be struggling at right now? Honestly, if I never did YouTube, I would probably be working in the field, health administration type jobs. Earlier this year, you mentioned that you had an appointment for a psychiatric assessment in April. What happened with that? Do you think it's necessary to address your mental health in order to build a solid foundation for personal growth, maintain healthy relationships, and achieve overall?
That's a good question. Better than Foodie deserves. I don't think she's going to answer it honestly. Do you folks would you folks want to give your opinion on this one before we get Foodie's answer? Do you think she's going to give a real answer? Do you think she's just going to give BS? Do you think she's going to blow it off? I think she's going to give like an answer that sounds good, but she's not going to follow through. I think she's going to talk about how important all this stuff is, and then she's just going to blow it all off. That's my and her eyelashes, they look really like skanky today, don't they? They look gimpy. They don't look good. She usually puts on the heavy mascara. Today it looks all weird.
Well-being. First of all, I don't remember saying that I had a psychiatric assessment. Hey guys, so I just finished at my therapy session. I think I was going to seek one out, but I just never did. Never did.
Good point, Eliza.
I really don't feel comfortable talking to a one-on-one therapist. I just don't like it. So I just think that there's a lot of things that I have to work myself.
She doesn't like talking to a one-on-one therapist. I think that she should at least give us a reason of some kind. Like, to say you don't like talking to a therapist. I mean, I am not one of these people who insists. I'm not one of these people who says therapy is the answer to every problem, but I do believe therapy has value. And I do believe that in Foodie's situation, I think it could be very valuable to her. So for her to say something like, "Oh, well, I don't want to do therapy. I don't like it." Why? Why do you not want to try something that could benefit you?
I have to work on myself and not rely so much on help from
that's
outside
a good point,
sources.
Eliza.
You don't know.
Okay, that's a good point. Let me address that here. I don't remember what Foodie. Let me go back and hear her exact response.
So much on help from outside sources.
Sorry.
Don't like it. Therapist. I don't feel comfortable talking to a one-on-one therapist.
Yes, good observation there, Elizu. Foodie did not accurately answer the question. She was asked about getting a psychological evaluation, and she deflected with talking about how she doesn't like therapists. Good catch.
Don't like it. So I just think that there's a lot of things that I have to work myself. I have to work on myself and not rely so much on help from outside sources. You don't really know how to answer that question. I'm still figuring it out.
Do you ever feel embarrassed? I'm not even asking at this stage to be mean, nor am I asking to be nice, I suppose. I'm fixated on trying to understand if you feel embarrassment at all. And if you do feel embarrassed, how do you keep uploading? Like, is it that you don't feel it, or is it that you don't care? Or you care a little bit, but you found a way to push past it? Psychologists have described elements like the shame landfill in recent times, in which your shame landfill starts up empty and then is filled with other people's fears and insecurities. And I would love to...
Do you ever feel embarrassed? That question right there, I mean, all this extra stuff is interesting, but I think that right there is like the question that Chantel needs to really address. Do you ever feel embarrassed? And why don't you ever feel embarrassed? That's like the more important question. This whole thing about the shame landfill and all that, I'm interested to hear what Chantel has to say, but personally, yeah, you can just cut it off after the first phrase there. Do you ever feel embarrassed? First sentence.
To know what you think about that. If you think you have one, let's effing go, Chantal. Let us know. I'm asking. This is the tone of someone who is asking someone else who works at NASA about Saturn, by the way. 100% genuine interest.
I don't really understand that. Like, I pretty much flunked out of psychology, so do I ever feel embarrassment? I mean, I'm human, so yeah, but it's very fleeting. And it's very rare that I feel embarrassed. To me, why?
It's very rare she feels embarrassed. Well, at least she's being honest.
Embarrassed about something that we all get embarrassed over. You know, we all do. Like, we're human. We
No, she's right. I mean, don't we all get embarrassed by being in a fake marriage? I'm embarrassed by my fake marriage. Aren't you embarrassed by your fake husband not being ever willing to touch you or kiss you? Everybody gets embarrassed by that, right?
Be understanding each other, not like, you know, not making someone feel shame and to feel embarrassed about something that happens. Like, you know what I mean? Why do you think wearing that hat is a good idea?
That is a great question. And this is again a good point by Eliza. You know what, Eliza, you're right. I didn't really listen accurately enough. I just kind of half listened, and I don't remember if they said psychiatric or psychological. But yes, you are correct. There is a distinction.
In the thumbnail, the tie hat. Well, I wear it just to annoy you. If you post a random video and we get you to 50K views in less than 24 hours, will you go back to Canada?
Nope.
I'm not going to, you know, make a huge life change just for the entertainment of others. I maybe checked once or twice when...
If you think this is bad, you should see the original. I've got the edit here from Kelly. This edit is 8-something minutes. The original is over 20. She does over 20 minutes of this crap. So yeah, be grateful.
It was brought up, like, my income, and I was like, wow, Social Blade is way off.
Ooh, sounds delicious.
I'm happy. I'm content. Like, as long as I can, like, you know, make videos that make you guys happy. How is your lifestyle change going? I'm going to do an update video on that, but basically, it's off and on, kind of.
Off and on. It's off. There's no on. There's no on. Foodie's lifestyle change. Foodie has not lost any weight. In fact, if anything, she's at best, she stopped gaining for a couple days and she's back to gaining again. I don't remember the exact mukbangs in particular, but I've already seen her eat Substop and that meal she had at the campsite, just the sheer quantity of it. Foodie's diet is dead.
You know, so when was the last time you prayed? Okay, I have to, like, go on a rant about this comment.
What? You're okay, I love that. When's the last time you prayed? I have to go on a rant about this. I can't politely address this or say it's none of your business or say my relation. You know, no, instead I'm going to go off on a rant.
First of all, I'm not going to answer your fucking comment, okay? Because
when's the last time you prayed? I'm not going to answer your effing comment about when I prayed. I'm not effing answering you.
Number one, I think it's absolutely 100% ridiculous that people ask somebody something so personal, like your spiritual religious journey is no...
Didn't we just watch a video not even an hour ago where Foodie was talking about, are we going to hear the call to prayer? Hey, Salah, are they going to play the call to prayer here? So why are you bringing up things? Why are you bringing up prayer if you're so upset at the thought of it being mentioned? Foodie, you are such a hypocrite when it comes to this stuff, and it's humorous to me, which is why I cover it. But if it was not humorous to me, it would bother me.
No one's business.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Stop putting your prayer, stop putting footage of you praying or pretending to pray. Stop talking about call to prayer. Stop talking about this stuff. If every time anybody asks you a question, you get offended.
Guys, so I'm about to pray Fajr. Allahu Akbar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Ugh. She is so fake.
I don't know why people obsess over that with Muslims. Like, but they, like, a Christian.
No, Foodie. They obsess over it. We ask you because you claim it. If you said, oh, I'm a Christian and I'm very serious about Christianity and I pray every morning, I pray every evening. If you said that you were praying multiple times every day for any religion, people might ask you, hey, so what's up with all that prayer that you do? That is not an abnormal thing to ask when you're the one who's always making a big deal about it.
Worry about your own prayer. If you don't believe in God, why do you care when someone else prays? When I pray, how often I pray is only between me and God. I don't understand people's obsession. Like, I've never claimed to be a perfect Muslim. I don't even really do Islamic content.
Kelly does such a good edit. And that's a good point. Answer the question, Foodie. You were asked, when's the last time you prayed? And instead you're going off on this angry, nasty rant, which is the antithesis of what a religious and spiritually minded person would be doing.
I don't understand people's obsession. Like, I've never claimed to be a perfect Muslim. I don't even really do Islamic content.
Right? Yeah, I don't do any Muslim content. I don't pretend to, I don't take advantage. No, I don't do that.
So when I pray, again, is none of your business, and thanks anyways. Like, when will you finally go back to Canada? I don't know. I really don't know. I plan on visiting with Salah at some point. I just don't know when. What is your true weight? And are you going to buy clothes that fit you for your size?
What is your true weight? I love this question. I love the way that they phrased it too. What is your true weight? That's such a good, true. True is a good word for it. What is your true weight, Foodie? Not the weight you claim, not the weight you put on the scale, not the weight. What is your true weight? And when are you going to buy clothes that actually fit? Lorraine Mendoza, you are the hero of the day. You are the hero that Girl World needs in this moment.
Lorraine, your question is stupid. I mean, do you want me to go to China, Japan, Cambodia, Peru to try their scales? I don't.
Well, that's where you're gonna have to go to find clothes that, you know, if you're looking for clothes that fit, you're gonna have to go to multiple countries to find them.
I don't know how many countries I have to travel to, how many scales I have to get on, how many doctor's offices I have to visit that all say around the same weight for you to believe my weight. So you know what?
Nutty, that is such a good point there. That, and it doesn't have to be anything about Islam. Just if Foodie was making a serious effort to be more spiritual and more moral, more ethical, more consistent, if she was just trying to be a more centered and aware person, more spiritually aware person, we would see some positive changes. At the very least, she wouldn't be going off with these angry rants. Yeah, and cursing people with these angry rants. What are the only words she knows in Arabic? Did she learn how to say her prayers in Arabic? Did she learn some stories about the Prophet? Did she learn how to tell her husband she loves him? Did she learn what did she learn in Arabic? She learned some words. She learned some foods. She learned sharmuta, and she learned hanzir. She learned how to curse people, and she learned how to talk about food, and that's it. It's pitiful.
Let's just make you happy, Lorraine, and say my weight is 500 pounds. Are you happy? Good.
I
Do
think
you
they
and
don't
Salah
really
have a retirement plan?
I don't
know if his job does
I just don't
401k
know.
or some type of retirement fund, or even if Kuwait
Welcome
does that
to
in
Cake
general.
Fondue.
Or do y'all just put money aside
Good to
each
see ya.
check into a savings account or an emergency fund in case something
Hope you're having a good evening. Takes the cake. Good to see you again.
were to happen and one or both of you couldn't work anymore here in the US? I have an emergency fund and a pretty good size 401k for retirement, and I'm only.
This is a question that I respect that she's asking the question, but I mean, I think we all kind of know the answer to this one. Foodie's retirement plan is to not live past 40, or to not live to 50. That's Foodie's retirement plan. Salah's retirement plan is to find another Foodie.
Only 35, so I'm curious at Salah's age how he plans for retirement. Yeah, I don't think that's anything financial. Like, honestly, I don't think that's anyone's business. Are you going to get your tattoos removed? Oh, that's a good question, actually. Probably not. If Salah said he would leave you if you didn't start taking your health seriously.
Well, what was the last one we just missed?
Removed. Oh, that's a good question.
Gonna get the tattoos removed. I think that is such not a really good question. First of all, Foodie, getting your tattoos removed. Getting tattoos removed costs money. Number two, why would she bother? Like, why? Like, oh, because they're not Islamic? Well, you know what else is not Islamic? Not ever saying your prayers. That's not Islamic, but that doesn't, you know, right? Why don't you try saying your prayers? Then you can get your tattoos removed.
Actually, probably not. If Salah said he would leave you if you didn't start taking your weight health seriously, would you actually try it? I mean, your relationship would be that much better if it was easier for you to get out and enjoy things together. The biggest thing is you would feel better. You just have to.
I like this question. I like this question. And I love this edit because this was over a 20-minute video. And these 8 minutes of questions, they actually had some interesting ones in here. But I have a feeling there were not any other good ones. This was it. But yeah, this is a really interesting one here from Coco's Mama. If Salah said he would leave you if you didn't start taking your weight health seriously, would you actually try? But would Salah say it and mean it? That's the thing. Salah could say it all he wants. But we all know darn well that Salah is not going anywhere. Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care. If he actually cared, it might mean no. But it's still an interesting question. I'm interested to hear what Foodie's answer is to it. I think it's great you've gone on walks lately by yourself. I like that Foodie goes out and does the walks by herself, but did anybody else notice whenever Foodie goes out and walks, it's to a coffee shop to buy sweets and pastries and milkshakes for coffee, latte drinks? She walks, 500 feet, 800 feet? To drink 600 calories of coffee, latte, and eat biscuits.
Learn to be okay with being uncomfortable until it becomes the norm. You can do it. You just have to want to do it. By the way, I do think it's great, and you've gone on walks lately by yourself. That's a great start. I don't think that it would work, me changing for him. I don't believe personally that changing for anyone.
Wow, this answer is this answer is actually really interesting. This is such mental gymnastics, right? We all talk about it. Foodie, if mental gymnastics were real, Foodie would be an incredible athlete.
I don't think that it would work, me changing for him. I don't believe personally that changing for anyone other than yourself.
Wonderful man who comes from an Islamic nation, and out of respect and devotion to one man, I choose to wear this.
On the other hand, I do understand if it comes from a place of concern. You don't want your partner being unhealthy. But at the same time, like, you know, you feel bad pressuring somebody or talking to somebody over and over, making them feel bad, you know? At the same time, we still live a decent life. We still do a lot more than a lot of people.
Hold on a second. I got sidetracked by the chat there.
But at the same time, like, you know, you feel bad pressuring somebody or talking to somebody over and over, making them feel bad, you know? At the same time, we still live a decent life. We still do a lot more than a lot of people who are healthier than I am.
So in other words, she's saying it wouldn't work, but she doesn't really give a good reason why, except for, well, I just wouldn't do it. In other words, she is not willing to do it. She kind of beats around the bush, but that's what she's, well, I don't believe it, you can't change for somebody else. So you're not willing to do it for yourself or for Salah.
And, but at the same time, I would like to improve the quality of my life. And I agree totally. It would greatly improve our lives. We could do so much more, activities. Just, I, on a personal level, would enjoy my life more too.
Yes,
so it's like,
Nirvana.
it's a complicated question, I guess, for me to answer, but thank you for asking. Thank you again for asking the questions you asked, and I'll see you in the future. Bye.
Okay, we still a little bit, it's not that late yet. I'm gonna pull up one more vid here. I've got some potpourri videos. Let me go to my playlists really quickly and let me see what I got, because I know I have some good ones. Let me pull them up here. We got time for some more. I'm gonna make up a little bit for being out for a week. If you folks deserve a little bit extra. Can't leave early tonight, right? Let me pull on the playlist. Let's see what we got here. Oh, wow, here's one. And I hope this doesn't, I don't think the channel will get cut off, but if it does, because this shouldn't get the channel cut off, I don't think. But just in case it does, that's a possibility, but I don't think it will. But I'm going to show this. It's not from TLC. It's from Channel 4. in the UK. It's a pretty interesting show. It's about it's about a married couple with an interesting kink. Let me put this on. I thought this was really interesting. So let me pull this on here.
And that aren't your husband. I do have the guys that are on there basically to see the it's basically sleeping with men that aren't your husband. I do have the guys that are on there basically to see the naughty stuff.
Hi guys, how are we today?
Maddie would say he gave me butterflies. That doesn't mean that she prefers him over me.
I got a signed photo with that. I get told
Uh-oh.
you don't
Actually, I don't know if we're going to want to watch all this. It's a bit much, actually.
How can you let your wife do this? Why are you so weak?
I've never cheated in my life. My name's Maddie and I'm an adult content
I am
creator.
Nirvana. The thing is with Cobes, I kind of want to cover Cobes, but I do and I don't. I can never decide because sometimes I like to cover him, but sometimes I find him kind of boring. Like, I find him interesting when he and Nal are meeting up. I think that's interesting. But when it's just, like, him by himself, like, I don't know. Like, there was a video that came out the other day. Like, it was a video from, like, a week ago.
OnlyFans for a living. Everyone's like, what colour can you get down to? Depends on my mood. We bought this one.
I could put on Cobes, actually. You know, I'm going to put on Cobes instead.
Well, you can, can't you? Just
I will put on Cobes.
Screw. It's not rude.
I thought this is actually a little bit nastier than I thought it was going to be. But I'll let this run for just a minute. I'll put on Cobes.
But it is rude.
I have been with Kyle about 17 years.
All right, let me find it.
It's pretty much our whole adult life.
We just instantly clicked. We officially got together in the June time.
Here we go. All right, I got a good one. I got a good one here, a different one. Fat shaming story time with J-Bay. Here we go. Whoops, hold on a second.
Honestly, as long as I say my truth and as long as I go on to help people, that's all that matters in my heart. And girl, I will sleep like a baby at night knowing that I just said what needed to be said. So I want to talk to you about fat shaming, okay? And this is honestly, I'm really excited to do this video. Obviously, the topic comes up a lot, being a plus size woman, and I never really was like, oh, I'm gonna do a series on that. But you know what? Y'all saw my confidence video. I want to talk to you about my truth. I want to just keep it real with you guys, okay? So,
all right, so J-Bay, just so you know, she's a health at any size activist. Should make that clear. She's the one who gotten the news because she's the one who said that airplanes should be required to give a second seat for free to anybody who needs one, which is a nice idea, but you know we've had this conversation about how it just doesn't really work out very well. Apparently, she's going to share a story about how her family was fat shaming her. I have not watched this yet, so I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. But I watched a bit of it and it looked interesting.
for one, if y'all follow me very closely, you know that I make crazy videos, fun videos, serious videos, fashion videos, me being crazy videos, and just speaking about stuff that's embarrassing that most of us don't want to talk about. That's me. That's who I am. That's who I'm going to be, whether I'm doing YouTube or not. Whether you see me anywhere, that's just me. I'm gonna always tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you my opinion, and I'm gonna keep it 100. Okay. So y'all know I make crazy videos, but I also love making TikTok videos. Which, if you're not following me on there, slide over to my TikTok and follow me, honey. Okay, but I make videos on there, right? And so I'm not really editing this video. I'm just gonna tell you my honest. I don't have time to edit this one. I want it to get to people as fast as
get to the point, J-Bay. You've talked like a bazillion words. You've still not got to the point.
Possible. So I'm just gonna keep it real, keep it raw, and it's today of all days. Because I didn't go into today thinking I was gonna be talking on a bunch of content I needed to get hammered out. Take it if that's what I.
Is she on speed? This woman is like going like she is hyper.
So I do it, I'm gonna do it. So I went on there, made a video a couple weeks, probably maybe a month ago, in this really cute two-piece curve girl dress, and it showed my midsection. And I am new to the self-love, thing too, and I'm learning every day. I'm
okay, so apparently she got a dress that showed off her midsection. Let's hear this.
Every day with all of you guys. But let me tell you this, okay? someone, and I'm not going to name names. I'm going to blur out her name, blur out her face, because I don't need any kind of crazy scandal or whatever, and I'm not trying to have this person receive hate. I'm just going to speak real shit, honey, okay? So, I log on today to TikTok, or go into the app, whatever. I go onto TikTok, and I usually get so many, and I'm not trying to be like, I don't know, I'm not trying to be weird, but I get a lot of notifications, and half the time I really don't go through all of them, because it's a lot between Instagram, YouTube,
All right,
all
get
the
to the
social
point.
media.
J-Bay, get to the point, please.
I'll know how it is. It's 2019, honey. I don't go through all my notifications. I ain't got time. Okay, so, but today I was scrolling through and I saw someone did a duet with me, and I love seeing.
She is just so unbothered. She's taken through. She has not stopped to take a breath, which is impressive, to be fair.
When people do duets, I'm like, heck yes, y'all love what I'm saying. Okay, I love it. So I went to go check the duet, and I pop on, and it's, you know, I'm just gonna be real. It was a thin, blonde, you know, girl, and it all of a sudden it flashed, and I'll insert it so you guys can see, because I ain't crazy. I'm trying. If you want to see, you're gonna see. So
I am out of breath just listening to her. I am like getting tired out just listening to her.
And the first thing I read, honey, was something about how is it okay when fat people wear this type of outfit, but when a skinny girl like me, talking about her, average skinny girl like me wears it, it's considered slutty.
Okay, you know something? That's actually a fair question. That's actually a fair question. I hope she shows us the picture.
We got multiple problems. Slut shaming is a real thing, and as a woman, I don't think that we should do it. But that's just my opinion, okay? Fat shaming is definitely a thing, and that is what happened today.
Ooh,
so
Crystal
it
Station.
was almost
What's
as
her
if
name?
it was kind of contradictory, honestly.
Excuse me, not Crystal Station. Shanny for Christ. I'm going to start looking into Shanny for Christ, because I started watching her a little bit the other day, and especially if there's more time for me to start streaming, I need more stuff to cover. And I think she might be interesting. So I'm going to look into her.
Because she was trying to talk about how she feels that it's unfair that she is slut shamed for wearing, you know, things that I guess show off your midsection or show off parts of your body.
Okay, so anybody who hasn't been able to keep up with her, and it's tough. This girl is going a million miles a minute. Her story is that she posted a video on TikTok, or a picture on TikTok, or on social media, and she's showing her midriff. Apparently, it's a like a midriff shirt. She's showing off her midsection, and a woman posted in response saying, "How come if I wore this outfit, I would get told it's too sexual, but she wears the outfit and nobody has an issue with it? What's going on with that?"
Whatever, right? So she was saying that she is upset about that. But then in the same context, instead of just saying, yo, I'm so tired of people or slut shaming me, she went on to say, call me fat. Y'all know I'm fat, honey. I'm a big girl. I'm bopo, body positive, big. I'm huge. Love it. I love myself, okay? I don't care.
You know what she sounds like? I just figured it out. She sounds like a wrestler doing a promo. You know, like how wrestlers, when they're gonna like do a wrestling match, they get up and they talk about how awesome they are and how they're the best wrestler and how they can kick anybody's ass and how everybody wishes they were like them. That's what she sounds like. She sounds like Shawn Michaels getting up there talking about how he's the best.
What anyone thinks. It took a lot for me to get this way and get comfortable enough to talk to people like y'all and tell my story and tell my truth, and I ain't gonna let anybody take it away from me. So I read it. You'll see when I insert it here. It was just a couple slides. Like it's ridiculous that when a fat girl does it, it's embracing her body and blah blah blah. But when a skinny girl does it, it's slut shaming. For one, I was confused as hell.
Okay, I think we have a few things here, and I'm not going to say
a couple.
Okay, let me. Well, before I give my opinion, let me watch a little bit more. But I'm starting to get an idea of. I'm starting to formulate an opinion, but let's watch a little bit more.
Like it's ridiculous that when a fat girl does it, it's embracing her body and blah blah blah. But when a skinny girl does it, it's slut shaming. For one, I was confused as hell because last time I checked, for a long time, we've been out here wearing bathing suits. Okay, bathing suits for thin people.
Okay, before I go any farther, okay, so we got a couple of votes against Shanny. Fair enough. I know that we have votes. Some people like Cobra, some people don't. Some people like Shanny, some people don't. All right, I'm gonna keep searching and looking for more. We're gonna find some good stuff sooner or later.
and for big girls now, but mostly for the then people of the world. For years, for as long as I've been alive, so 23 years, I have seen in the summertime when you're going swimming, you got your midsection out, you got your legs out, and in the summer it's hot. I'm not trying to be hot. I'm gonna wear shorts.
I think it's worth mentioning though that there are such a thing as swimsuits that could be a little, immodest. Just say it like that. And I'm not saying you can't wear what you want, but there are, places where certain outfits might be more appropriate than others. And if you're, wearing a very sexy and revealing swimsuit at a family pool is probably not the best idea. So for her to talk about how it's okay to be half naked because people wear swimsuits, I think that's a bit of a logical fallacy.
I'm gonna wear whatever feels comfortable for me. Y'all should wear whatever feels comfortable for you, and that's just it. So, last time I checked, I'm like, wait, when the F did then people wearing something that shows your midsection? It literally shows like a chunk of my stomach, like in my legs. Which, girl, I'm proud of my damn body, so I love myself. So I was still.
She's proud of what? Are you proud of all the work it's taken to achieve it? Like what?
Right. Confused, and for one, I'm like, yo, slut shaming is a real thing. So I'm all about people talking about that, but how dare you go ahead and in talking about slut shaming you've experienced, call me fat, and then talk shit in this video, and I'm just like,
the big controversy, the big inconsistency here, the biggest inconsistency that I'm seeing here is she keeps saying how unbothered she is and how happy she is to be fat and how proud she is of her body. But she makes an entire video complaining that somebody called her fat. Why is it that you're so upset to be called fat if you're doing if you love to be fat? Like, it doesn't make sense. Let's keep going.
Mind blown. I'm like, hey, for one, I have no idea who the girl is. So I was like, who are you? Well, I don't even know you. I don't want to know you now. And I'm not quite sure why this was necessary for you to go out of your way to create a video saying that I'm fat. Honey, I know. And I love being fat. I'm going to be fat. I've always been fat. And
so this doesn't make sense. You love being fat. So why are you making a video angrily responding to somebody who called you fat if you love to be fat? It's like if somebody made a video and said, Docta Fill, he's such a funny guy. He makes some really funny jokes. And I made a video responding like, I know I'm funny. I like being funny, but I don't appreciate you calling me funny. I don't appreciate you making a video calling. That doesn't make, what? Huh?
I have a problem with it. Shit, that sounds like a personal problem to me. So you handle that while I go do me. Everyone knows a little bit about me. If you saw my last video with confidence and stuff, girl, let me tell you, I'm just going to really get into it because I haven't talked about my story, and it's time to.
How to be confident when you're plus size. Does she know?
Let it be known. So I grew up in my childhood was whack. Let's just say that, okay? People are going to get offended about that too, family members. I don't care, honey. This is real talk. My childhood was
I love
whack.
that. People are going to get offended about that. I don't care. It's real talk. You just made an entire video to call somebody out for being offensive, in your opinion. You said this woman is what she said is offensive and it's rude, and you just literally said what?
My childhood was whack. Let's just say that, okay? People are going to get offended about that too, family members. I don't care, honey. This is real.
I don't care who gets offended. Okay, I'm not saying that she has to be concerned about the feelings of other people, especially if they've done her wrong. But it's a bit hypocritical to talk about how you're not concerned about other people's feelings and then make a whole video about your own feelings.
Talk. My childhood was whack as hell. Both my parents have struggled with drug addiction my entire life. Both my parents have struggled with alcohol addiction my entire life. I come from.
I can sympathize with that, but is this really even necessary? Like, what does this even have to do with the lady who said that she doesn't think that, who she just, first of all, the other lady made a video about herself. She didn't make a video attacking you. She made a video about herself, saying, how come if I wore this outfit, nobody would be saying I'm doing something empowering? They tell me that I'm dressed too revealingly. She didn't attack you directly. Why are you talking about your childhood? This just feels very, again, this feels like a wrestler cutting a promo.
I mean, generations, like 4 generations back of people who have been addicted to drugs and alcohol. Well, when
Well
you
said,
abuse
Nirvana.
drugs and
Very
alcohol,
well said.
people don't really aren't in their right mind, and they say all kinds of wild shit. So, I just talked about a story where I went into a dressing room with, you know what, I'm just gonna keep it real. It was my mom. It was my mom. Okay, we went into a dressing room when I was 7 years old. We were trying to find me a dress for my aunt.
Yeah, you know what, Nutty? I think that is a very good point. I'm gonna read this aloud. Nutty says, I really don't like when people use their past to justify their actions with their whole ass chest. I get your point here. What she's basically doing is she's saying this other woman has no right to criticize her. Why? Because she had an abusive childhood. And if you criticize her, you're somehow denying her abusive childhood. Like, this is such an unfair and disproportionate response. Like, she's throwing the kitchen sink at this situation. Like, oh, well, I had an abusive childhood and you're invalidating, it's what? Just because she doesn't like that the other woman thought she was fat?
Wedding, my soon-to-be aunt's wedding. And girl, I've been big. I've been big since I came out the womb. So I've been big. My mom hated that I was fat, okay? And she made that known. Let's just be real. She was on drugs and is on drugs. So I quickly, learned that that's a whole other dynamic. Anyway, took me into a dressing room. Sorry, so I had a phone call come in, so I had to, stop the video. So I'll just go ahead and splice these two together. So as I was saying, we were at the mall.
J-Bay cosplay?
Or some store, and I had tried on one dress, and my mom, and it didn't fit. It was snug or whatever. I don't remember. I was 7 years old. It didn't fit, whatever. My mom, of course, being the person that she is, and being on drugs and not liking that she had a fat kid, because my mom's a stick. She's like 110 pounds, whatever, and always has been. And so she did not like that.
Let me take a moment here. I don't want to just be critical. There is such a thing as parents being mean to their children. It's not always, entirely kids being disrespectful and everything. That could happen. So I'm not trying to invalidate her story. But everything about this person comes across as very performative, very exaggerated, very inauthentic, to put it nicely.
I was with my family, and the outfit didn't fit. So we went in to try the second dress on. I'm 7 years old. I'm sitting there. This lady had already made me feel terrible about being fat. My mom, she'd already made me feel terrible, said all kinds of whack shit, whatever, right? So 7-year-old Jay is in the dressing room just trying to try this dress on so that I can make my aunt happy, because I was going to be the flower girl. And so the dress, I think it also didn't fit. And so my mom straight up just smacked the shit out of me.
Okay,
and was just like, I hate taking you anywhere.
Okay, that's wrong. That's wrong. But what the heck does this have to do with the lady's post? Why are you trying to drag? Why do you have to drag this horrible story out? What the heck does this have to do with this lady making a post about clothes? This is such a non sequitur. This is unrelated entirely, and this feels like emotional manipulation. She's trying to use her past trauma to manipulate us into feeling bad and agreeing with her on something that's completely unrelated. She's trying to cajole us into agreeing with her.
You're fat. I'm so sick and tired of we can never find clothes for you. You are fat. I mean, and this is not something that was new to me at all. I knew she didn't like me because I was fat from that age. And so it's fine, right? I haven't seen the lady since I was 12. So she definitely hated that I was fat. My grandpa, or by marriage, whatever, he would say fat things about me being fat all the time. My family made it very well known that because I was fat, that was an issue. Other family members made it very well known that because I'm African American, that was an issue.
Is she doing the Rachel Dolezal, or I don't know. So
I grew up with some interesting people. And I mean, I can't even really say grew up, because I basically raised myself, but that's a whole other story. So anyway, so I grew up around a lot of body shaming, a lot of fat shaming, drug addicts, guns, gun violence, gangs, all kinds of crazy stuff.
She's like an actual superhero.
And I had lots of family members tell me I wasn't going to be shit. I wasn't going to ever graduate high school because neither of my parents graduated high school. My mom had me when she was a teen, so I was told I was going to be a slut and have 2 kids by the time I was 17 years old. I was
this is like the most, this is an absolutely unhinged rant. Like, I'm getting tired just listening to this. Like, I don't know how she could be so heavy. You'd think she would lose weight just doing these rants.
Gonna live off welfare. I was gonna be just terrible, terrible for my entire life because of the people that I came from, and I heard this stuff the majority of my life, and it affects you when you live with people like that. When you deal with shit like this, it affects you. Anybody who's been through it knows. Fat shaming was something that made me feel less confident, but guess what? A lot of things changed. A lot of steps led up to where I am now. And I am confident as hell. I love myself. Nobody's words are gonna mean shit to me and make me love myself any less. But get this, I also know that it wasn't always this way. I still suffer like every day. Anybody who's
I don't think we're gonna be able to make it through to the end of this. I'm gonna like pass out from exhaustion. Has she even stopped to take one breath? This has been 10 minutes straight of just non-stop ranting. Like is this edited? Is she gonna pass out? Like this is crazy.
Honest and who's a human being. There are times where you're like, am I beautiful? Is this beautiful? Where you're questioning like, oh, I don't look good or this and that. I'm gonna be real. That's me, a girl. I'm confident, but that doesn't mean that I'm like, girl, I'm fine every day. That doesn't mean I'm walking around here being like, oh, honey, no, you know what I mean? No.
You know what? I think she is manic. I think she is manic. She is manic. She is absolutely manic. I don't know if she's on anything or not, but if she's not on anything, she is experiencing a manic episode, and she needs to. I'm not sure how you treat that, but she needs to treat that manic episode and calm down before she has a panic attack.
So, and I know there are a lot of people who struggle silently with fat shaming. And I know there are a lot of people whose this video that she made, these words that came from her would hurt somebody very, very badly.
This video would hurt somebody else, not her. But that woman's, and by the way, I'm going to rewind this just for a second, just so you can see the original video. Just because anybody who's maybe having trouble keeping up here, this is what she's so upset about. This is why she's talking about her entire lifetime of trauma, because let's look at the video. Some woman, she posted a video.
When I insert it here, it was just a couple sides.
She posted the video on the right, which is just her wearing some clothes that clearly are very, very tight. They are somewhat revealing.
It's ridiculous that when a fat girl does it, it's embracing her body.
Yeah, so basically she's wearing some revealing clothes that are exceptionally tight. This other woman made her own video and said, hey, how come it's empowering and body positivity when this girl wears that outfit? But if I wore that outfit, people would tell me to put some clothes on. Right or wrong, it is... I'm not even gonna, this video she made is just like this insane rant that has nothing to do with the initial topic. So let's let her rant a little more.
Very, very badly. Would make somebody feel terrible about themselves. I know that these words, because I know when I was growing up, that it hurt. And it's not that it doesn't hurt, it's that you have to get to a point where you don't care what ignorant people say anymore. And you don't care. Nobody else's opinion should matter more than your own, of your.
I love how she says that you stop caring what other people say, what ignorant people say, and only your own opinion should matter. She's done an 11-minute video. She has talked more in 11 minutes about this other video that she doesn't care about than I think most people talk about their own children.
Okay? Period, point blank. You are amazing. You should love yourself no matter what you look like, no matter what size you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what socioeconomic status you are, no matter what. Love yourself. Because at the end of the day...
Unless you're a skinny bitch, in which case, hell with you. Right? That's what she's thinking. That's what she's thinking. Unless you're like her mom, or unless you're like that woman in the video, in that case, the hell with you. You don't know what it's like. You're a privileged bitch.
You and only you is going to get you through this life. You can depend on you. You have to live with these thoughts inside your mind every single day. You might as well remind yourself you're beautiful, you're worthy, you are capable, you are strong. You can do whatever you want, whatever is in your heart, whatever you want, you can do.
Except for stairs.
I was told all of this shit, and despite it, I still am who I am. I still graduated high school early, graduated college early. I still went on to, pursue a master's degree. I'm 23 years old. I went on to have successful jobs. I'm now an influencer. Despite all of the BS, I was told I am who I am, and I am strong, and you are strong. And I know that this girl...
She's so strong that she's had a 12-minute breakdown over a video that didn't even mention her by name.
This to me is just, I'm going to talk about it and it's it. But for people who are suffering and who are triggered by fat shaming and...
Yeah, those people, not like her, not like... For the people who are triggered, not like me, I'm making this video for them.
People who it hurts inside, whether you say it or not, this is not okay, okay? For one, I don't know what her experiences are, but I know this. If you want to talk about a subject, there's no need to put anybody else down, okay? None. And so it was wrong. I didn't ask you to call me fat. Because I call myself fat doesn't mean that you can say whatever you want. And you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter...
I love how she says, just because I can call myself fat doesn't mean you can say whatever you want. But she didn't actually say anything to you, J-Bay. She used your video uncredited. She didn't say, hey, look at this fat bitch, J-Bay. Isn't she disgusting? She didn't do that. She simply used your video and said, hey, look at me compared to this. This is all manufactured. You're creating this entire scenario in your mind.
You have to just remember to not let that shit affect you, because...
Don't let it affect you. Be like me. I'm clearly unaffected by this.
People are going to say stuff. It does not matter if they say it to your face, they say it behind your back. They're going to say stuff.
They didn't actually say it to you, J-Bay. She didn't say anything to you. She just used your video.
If they want to be mean about you, or mean to you, if they want to set limitations on you, if they want to talk shit, they're going to do it no matter what. So you might as well love it.
I don't know where she got it, but I have a feeling it's probably in like obesity studies. Something like that.
Yourself and just say, bye hater, bye honey, you don't mean shit. So at the end of the day, you don't mean anything to me. Not saying they don't mean shit, that's a whole nother, but your opinion, what you have to say does not mean anything. So the fact that she went out of her way to address something that is very real, which is slut shaming, but needed to criticize me for being overweight, for being fat, and how it's okay when I wear it, honey, I don't give a,
No, she didn't. This is such... I'm trying to think of the right word for it. This is such a self-importance. She took your video and used it just used you as an example. She could have used anybody else. She just chose your video because she thought it was especially, I don't know, she thought it was eye-catching. But this is such self-importance. Unwarranted self-importance.
It's not that it's socially okay or whatever. I don't care. I don't care if it's socially okay.
I don't care. I don't care so much.
I don't care if there are men and women who rather not or are uncomfortable by seeing fat bodies. Honey, this is me. I'm fat and I'm going to be fat. And if I want...
I don't care if I make you uncomfortable, but I care if you make me uncomfortable. I love how she keeps saying she doesn't care if she makes other people uncomfortable. As she makes an entire video complaining about how somebody else might have made somebody feel uncomfortable. There's not even an attempt to any logical consistency.
To be fat the rest of my life, and that's my choice. You can stay over there with your bullshit, and I'm gonna throw it in the garbage after you say it. But don't go out. You're taking a real issue that happens every day. People are slut shamed, which that's a whole other video. That could be a whole other video in and of itself. And you're talking shit about somebody you don't know because of whatever.
No, literally, she was not talking shit about you, J-Bay. I mean, and even if she did, she'd probably be warranted at this point. Considering you've been talking a lot of shit about her, pardon my language, but yeah, this woman, the more I watch this video, the less I like this lady. I wish I had more content on her.
And honestly, I don't even really feel like she probably was actually talking about valid slut shaming. I really don't. I think that she just wanted to talk shit about a fat person.
Yes, exactly. She just wanted to talk shit. Exactly, J-Bay. It is totally you. It is all about you. You are the center of this. The video had nothing to do with her. It was really just about making you feel bad.
and think that she's gonna somehow get support from that. You don't have my support. You don't mean shit to me, and your words don't mean something to me. But let me tell you, if you've been fat shamed, if you're being fat shamed, if you are fat shamed in the future, take that garbage and do not let it affect how you feel about yourself.
Yeah, don't like, you know, make a 12-minute, 18-minute video about it. Don't let it affect you.
I've had people say all kinds of stuff, tell me all kinds of things, and I prove them wrong, and so can you. Size does not determine health.
Yeah, size doesn't determine health. Obesity doesn't determine weight. What? Calories don't determine body weight.
People saying, judging someone's health by what they look like, you know, how big they are.
I love how she puts quotes around the word health. Like it's like it doesn't actually exist. Judging somebody's quote health, their health.
Judging someone's health by
their quote health, right? That mythical health, that offensive, bigoted myth of health.
What they look like, you know, how big they are is ridiculous, because what about people who smoke? What about people who do all these different things that are unhealthy, use drugs, drink alcohol every single day? Just because you are skinny does not mean you are healthy.
I love how she says that. What about all those people? What about them? They're unhealthy. Who said they weren't? Who said that those people were healthy? Who said that if you're skinny and you're an alcoholic that you're healthy? I don't think anybody has ever said that. In fact, I don't believe it. Anybody in history has ever said that.
Size does not determine health. That should be the takeaway. And the other takeaway should be, do not let anyone who is going to go out of their way to create a video about how you're fat and it's okay and it's empowering when you do it, but when I do it, it's not. No. That crumpled up in the garbage, but don't let anybody ever affect how you feel about yourself inside. Your thoughts, you are in control of them. You may hear bullshit, but what you actually take and consider and, you know, consider valid and take into consideration, that's on you. So if it's dumb, like what this lady just did, throw it in the garbage. At the end of the day, it does not matter. If they want to talk.
Who is she even talking to? Who is she even talking to? She's telling other people to not get upset about a video that's about her. Why does she think other people are getting upset at a video that features? Does she really think people are that invested in her life?
They're going to talk, but they're talk. You just keep doing you. You just keep living your best life. You just keep loving yourself and not letting other people's opinions affect how you feel inside. Inside here. You don't need any of it. People can say whatever. They're going to talk. There's always going to be a hater, and that's all good. You're shining like the star you are, and that's all that matters. And as long as you love yourself fully,
you're shining like that greasy, sweaty star you are.
Or you're making progress on loving yourself, or you realize you deserve love, because every single human on this earth is worthy of love.
Except for those damn skinny bitches.
Every single human on this earth deserves to be happy and feel happiness and experience that. So as long as you know that, and you don't let anyone's garbage BS make you feel a different way about yourself inside, then that's all that matters. And I just wanted that to be the takeaway. Don't let this affect you. Don't take into...
You know what she could do? This whole video, if she really gave a damn, this whole video could be summed up as, don't be like me. Don't let yourself go on an 18-minute rant over a video that doesn't affect you. Don't be like me. That's, if she really cared, she'd tell her audience to not be like her. So you know, this video that I just did, don't ever do this.
Consideration, anything that people have to say, just keep on shining, hun. Keep on being you, keep on doing you, keep on living your truth, and just keep loving yourself. Love yourself more. You cannot have enough self-love. Love yourself 1,000,000%, honey. Through and through, you're amazing, you're worthy, you're beautiful. That's it. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of every good thing in this.
Yeah, I think this video is basically over at this point. I think we've done our duty. It is 10 p.m. You know what? I'm tired out, but I just don't really have any more good videos for tonight. I didn't really find enough good videos for tonight. I feel bad about that, but we did get through. We did have a good show at least, though. We did fill the 2 hours at least. And so I'll let this video run to the end, but I think we're going to close it out after this one. But I am going to be back next week, and I am going to start trying to do some additional episodes as well. So thank you, everybody, and let's let this close out.
World. So that I just want to, if you're dealing with fat shaming or you have been, you know what? I've been there too, honey. I experience it now. I will experience it for the rest of my life. So just know that.
Oh yeah, and let's put some hearts in the chat for all the, for all the awesome folks in here. Everybody, a lot of people here are very tough. They really, carry themselves through a lot. I've been going through some BS this last week. So if anybody wants to throw some hearts in the chat for me and anybody else, I'm going to put one in there. For Alizu, for me, for Jamie, for Skinny Queen, who's not here tonight. Throw some hearts in the chat for her as well. If anybody wants to do that. Yeah, I know it's only, I feel bad, feel a little bit bad, Alizu. I know it's only 7 for you, but it's 10 for me, and I've had a long day today. You can probably hear it in my voice. It's starting to go out. But yeah, I've had a very long day today. So I'm probably going to have to.
That it doesn't matter, and you're beautiful and you're shining, and it's what's in here that really counts. And if you're feeding healthy things into here, healthy thoughts and healthy affirmations and things like that, positivity, then that is what matters, and that is what trumps everything else. Everything else is nothing as long as you are happy inside here and here. That's it. You're important. You're worthy. You're beautiful. And I love you. And if you ever need help, you ever need a pep talk, you ever need me to sit and come through and be like, honey, don't listen to them, slide into my DM.
You ever need me to come visit? I am there as long as there's snacks. Seriously, I'll tell you, as much as I don't like J-Bay, there's something to her. There is like a certain positivity, like a positive energy to her. Even though she comes across as annoying and hypocritical, there's just something about her where she's like, at least she has some energy. Like, I do like her energy, but she needs to work on her attitude. She needs to work on her logic, and she just needs to work on her own self-importance. I think that she's young enough where she could still turn it around. So I'm going to be positive in that sense. Going to end it on a positive note and say J-Bay is still young. I believe she could turn it around. I hope that she gets some help for her psychological stuff. J-Bay's got the Adderall. That's who's got the source on that. Yes, everybody, you folks are awesome. Hey, absolutely, Nutty. If you want to post on my community tab, or if you want to post in the comments for this video, absolutely. She's only like 20. She's only like in her early 20s. She's like 22, 23. But yeah, my voice is really starting to go out. So I think we're gonna have to end this in just a moment. So let me put on the music, and I'm going to sign off. Good night, folks. My voice is dead. All right. Yeah, she's big for her age. I know, right? She's actually really young, which is shocking. Good night, folks. You're awesome. All right, everybody. Be blessed. Thank you for coming by, and I'm going to try to do some more shows. I had a lot of fun, as always. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Be happy, eat right, and feel well. Yeah, thank you. If anybody has any interesting people to discuss or anything, feel free to send me a message or leave a comment or anything. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you for your oh, and anybody watching the replay, be sure to leave a comment, leave a like, and oh, be sure to subscribe too if you'd like to see more of this. I should have mentioned that earlier. All right, well, good night, everybody. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.